today that I was going to
Let's
be
see how it
here.
goes first.
Yes.
So you'll be able to see if it's live before I will.
It says this meeting is being live streamed.
Okay, perfect. Here I
It
come.
says that, so we're
Okay,
good.
welcome. Welcome. I'm just going to get it open on my laptop as well so I can see the live chat. So, welcome
Yeah,
everybody. I have a
please.
fantastic guest today. My guest today is Aurora DiamondHeart, also known as Keeper of the Blue Flame, a solar feminine Melchizedek and highly gifted multidimensional psychic, tarot reader, cosmic storyteller. Instantly recognizable for her signature blue frequency, Aurora carries a powerful energetic presence that activates remembrance, insight, and soul level awareness. Welcome, how are you?
I am doing okay. How are you doing?
I'm okay.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
surviving. I'm surviving. The Mercury retrograde's been a little rough for me this time, but
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I agree. I have had a few outbursts on my podcast recently. I
Really?
even swore the other morning,
Oh,
and
well,
it's
that's nothing
bad
new
when
for
I
me.
swear
Yeah.
on camera and I get a bit aggressive, which I don't normally do. But it was like activated by stuff coming up in the chat by somebody. Um, which I doesn't normally happen. But I just went off on one and I popped off basically. So yeah. Oh, we got a few people in the chat. So hi Tiffany, hi Fiona, hi Danny, hi James. Welcome, welcome. So we've got a fantastic guest. We've got Aurora today, and it's her first time on the show as well. So we're going to find out a little bit about her first. So how did you get your name, Aurora DiamondHeart?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it might be a little bit more simplistic than people might think, but okay. Well, no, I guess not. Let me start from the beginning then. Yeah. So, I started off like getting more known on Facebook under my real name. And I used to post memes and I used to post a bunch of conspiracy stuff, before people realized the conspiracy stuff was real, right? So it got me in a lot of trouble. And well, I lost my first account after posting a meme that basically said anyone who doesn't agree with me is Hitler. Okay, I would say it. Okay, and I hope that doesn't like flag the AI bots or anything like that. But so I found it on Facebook. I found the meme on Facebook. I posted it because I was like, oh, that's funny. It looked like a children's book, and it was like, he was riding on this little rainbow carpet. And within a couple seconds of me posting it, my account was completely disabled and forever, gone. First account that I'd had for the longest, for 15 years, the entire time that Facebook had been up, I had this account. Lost everything, lost my pictures, all my friends. But at the time, I was kind of like tiptoeing into like supporting Trump and things like of that nature. So I kind of was already nervous that my family and friends would judge me for that. So it didn't feel too bad. So I started creating new Facebook accounts, but I kept posting similar things. So I lost my Facebook account 7 times before I got to this one. So I had to come up with a name that still felt resonant to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't want to, it had to mean like things are very names are very meaningful to me. They're very powerful things. And so what I did was I decided on my middle name in Latin because I'd taken Latin before, and that was what they called me in Latin class. They called me Aurora. And so my middle name in my middle name is Dawn. So in Latin that's Aurora. And then part of my origin story, I guess you could say, my lore, the background is that I discovered through series of spirit guides and synchronicities that what had happened to me for all the years leading up to this pivotal soul braid walk-in event, what had happened was my heart had been like encased in like this black goo, and I could see like this blue light shining out of it. And it just so happened, they told me that Anubis had my heart, is what my guides told me. Now, I was not into spirituality and stuff at that point. I'd completely shut all of that down because of a lot of reasons. But I had prayed to God. I was pregnant with my sixth child, and I had like just poured my heart out into this prayer, and God answered my call. And so this is when my guides came and they showed me, and they were like, your heart is dead, and Anubis has your heart. That was why I wasn't feeling any emotions. I had a dream. In fact, I hate to go on this long ramble, but I had this dream that basically showed me I didn't even remember what happiness felt like anymore. And so that was basically what I was like, how am I going to be a good mom and show my children what happiness and how they're supposed to live and the kind of people they're supposed to be if I don't even feel this way inside myself? And so they took me through some steps to basically break open my heart. I had to agree to this soul braid walk-in if I wanted to do this. They said they could help me. And when we did that, we broke open the black goo basically, which had turned into like rock, like obsidian. And we slowly started to do the work of repairing my heart. It just so happened 4 years later, I come across this online resource called the Ascension Glossary. And lo and behold, in the Ascension Glossary, it mentions the Anubian black heart and how this is literally what they do to star seeds in this world is they try to crush your diamond heart in order, like with trauma and all sorts of things, emotions basically mainly. And because that way I believe that it stops you from being able to manifest, because in order to manifest, be a conscious manifester, you have to have emotions with that. And so they had shut that down on me. And so when I realized, so I put the two together. I put, okay, so I'm going to name myself my middle name in Latin and then Diamond Heart because I have a diamond heart and we cleaned it all up and we reactivated it. And that's what brought me out here eventually, was the story of how that happened, all the things that had happened along the way in order to have that happen, and me just trying to really guide people and help people figure out that maybe that's what's happened to them too. And if it is, that you can fix it. It can be fixed. So that's where
I
that's
forgot to
where Aurora
record that.
Diamond Heart came from.
I forgot to
Yeah.
record the
Oh,
beginning bit.
no, it's
But
all right.
we've got it on the live, so it's fine.
Yes,
But that's
yes.
so amazing. That is amazing. What a fantastic story. I also found Ascension Glossary, and that helped me a lot when I found that. Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
It's taken me
It's
a while
crazy
to
how it works
upgrade my
out.
gnosis. Yeah.
Yeah.
What a
Because
great
when you read
story.
it, right, like
Yeah.
when you read it and it's like full of all this like technical language, but some part of my soul knew it was all true and I knew what I meant. I knew that what the stuff meant. I just hadn't figured out how yet,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. So you've got 6 children?
I do.
Wow.
5 sons, 1 daughter.
Wow, that's a lot going on in your house.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is.
What's the oldest and how old's the youngest? Yeah.
The oldest is 26 and the
Whoa.
youngest, yeah, 26. And then the youngest is 9.
Oh, wow.
So
My
I
son
got
is
quite the age gap.
16. So he's 16. He likes to game. He takes care of himself basically. But yeah, I had no idea. So how old are you? Can you say like?
Yeah, I'm 44.
Oh,
I'll be
okay.
45 this
You look
year. Yeah, I
amazing.
started
Okay.
young. I started young.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm 51 this year.
Oh,
That's so
wow.
cool. Yeah.
I thought you were at least younger than me. I really did. I
Oh
thought you
no.
were like in your 30s.
No, gosh, no, no. I was 50 in November, and I'm just very childlike. You see, I'm like really innocent,
Yeah.
and the
That's what
guys
keeps
get me in
people
the chat all
young.
the time with things. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So there's a few comments which are really cool. Tiffany Marie says, "I love watching Aurora's lives. It's like tea time with your girlfriend."
Yeah,
Right?
that's what I try to make it like. So
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that.
And then she's saying, "You don't look like you have a 26-year-old. You definitely do not. No way.
Well,
We
thank you
don't believe
guys.
you." Yeah. Um, so James is saying he wonders if he's had something similar because even though he felt everything, he could not cry, and wasn't ticklish. So I was similar as well. My emotions were shut down, but we kind of
Mhm.
call it emotional suppression code. Drago Reed coined that. So and that
Yeah.
really resonated with me as well. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Black Heart, that's so interesting. Yeah. So what kind of stuff are you working on at the moment?
And if anyone wants to know more about that, all you really have to do in Google is type a Nubian Black Heart Ascension Glossary and it will take you to the long ass page. I'm sorry, I'm a swearer.
No,
I'm just
no,
gonna
that's
let you know right
fine. That's
now, I'm a
fine.
swear.
No, the
So
problem was
yes.
that the other
Mm-hmm.
day it was like 6 a.m. and I'm saying, right? That was the problem. I don't
I need
normally
to go
do
back and
that.
watch that stream. No,
No, no, I deleted it. I
you
deleted
deleted
it.
it. You were
Yeah,
like,
because
no, no.
it's 6
Oh, that's
a.m. dark
funny.
side, so no, no,
Yeah,
that's not good.
yeah,
Yeah, so no, you're welcome to swear. That's absolutely
yeah.
fine. It's just
Okay,
I was
cool.
like, which is not
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Um.
So anyway, back to what
Yeah,
you were
yeah.
saying. I'm sorry.
What you working on at the moment?
What am I working on at the moment? I am honestly working on learning to manifest specific things more in like not kind of like real time, but more like within like a 3 month time span because well no hmm, like I'm trying to work on how my manifestation skills basically. My manifestation skills, I'm trying to work on my YouTube channel. I'm trying to build up some clientele, some people that I can do readings, psychic readings for and stuff like that because I haven't really put a whole lot into it because at first when I moved in here, I just was door dashing, like just for my income. And but this is so I was like doing this on the side, but I really want to be doing this more full time. So that is what I'm trying to work on at the moment, I guess you could say.
Yeah, that sounds really cool. I am so this is my full-time business, and now I'm realizing I think I'm going to have to go back and get a job. And that's quite a hard one for
Oh,
me. But then I think of all the things I could do if I had that kind of money to help my little community. So I'm okay with it. But I know that if spirit will either give me the job or not, right? And if they don't give me the
yes.
muggle job, then it's not meant to be, and that's how I feel. So yeah, because
Yes.
when I get clients, I know that like my energy is balanced. And if no clients come, it's because I need my healing. I need to do my meditation and things like that. So yeah, it's mad. So I thought we could do a Q&A and take some questions from the chat because it's something new that I'm trying to do.
Sure.
And we've got some really amazing people in our community and they always have really good questions. And so yeah, if anyone's got any questions for Aurora, please, or myself, please pop them in the chat. One of the things that I'm working on today, and I just got word about the Bases conference in June. So I've just jumped on the crew for Bases June seminar, and I'm working on the design work for that. So I'll have like the lineup of speakers out soon and stuff. So that's kind of exciting because there's potentially 4 people from America coming to the UK. So, and one of them
Wow.
is definitely Sean Bond because he's publicly said it, and the other 3 will be released very, very soon. So, yes,
Oh,
that's
that's
with
really
Miles at
cool.
Bases. That's pretty awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, how many conferences have you been to? Are you going to anything this year?
I've been to quite a few of them. I've been going to conferences usually about two a year at least for the last 6 years. 6 years about. So what's that? Is it about 12? So I've been and I'm on the lookout for more conferences this year. It feels like okay, like the Journey to Truth one. I was really trying to go to that one,
Mm.
but something inside me was just like, I don't think so. And I kept pulling cards on it, and it was like, no, 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 no. And I was like, oh, come
Yeah,
on. Like, if I don't go to that one, then what's the
yeah,
win? I don't even know for sure when the next one is. I did reach out to Brian Tinsing, who through the Full Disclosure Now conferences the past 2 years.
yeah.
And he said that he's might be doing a small one in Texas this year, but that the Florida one won't be until next year. So I'm like,
Yeah,
well,
we
great,
we had Ida come on the other day, and Ida said it's not happening. Full disclosure, now it's not happening because she was co-producing it with Brian. So, and she was doing a lot of the,
Wow.
the day to day. So she said the other day, yeah,
Yeah.
that's not happening. But we've not heard about Brian producing a smaller Texas conference. That's fascinating. That's
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah.
I really hope he
Um,
goes through with it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Are
Otherwise,
you?
I don't have any.
Would you be a
So
speaker? Have you done speaking at conferences?
I have
Yeah.
done I've been a speaker one time. Um, it was for this one called Starseed Adventures Vacation Conference in Arizona, Sedona. So I was lucky enough to be asked to speak there, even though at the time it was kind of bad because I had a horrible tooth infection going on. So I had to kind of keep it short and sweet. But I
Mm,
felt like I mean, I got my main point out there, which was this is how I manifest. This is the tips and tricks that I can teach you guys on how to manifest because that is the main thing I've just been trying to figure out. Like, okay, like what is the difference between when I'm okay, like when I've done certain manifestations, like what was the difference between that one and let's say another one where it's like it didn't go through? You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Like what have I been doing differently? What is the things that is working, which things don't? And I study it. I study it like on a regular basis. I actually was doing a lot of things on my own for manifesting that like Neville Goddard from Law of Assumption, the guy who wrote the Law of Assumption. I was
Okay.
doing a lot of, do you know him?
No.
Yes. Oh, wow. So let me
Yeah.
tell you,
Tell us.
one of
Yeah.
the big tools of manifestation that I learned on that I was doing on my own already without realizing I was doing it was this man named Neville Goddard. He wrote this huge book on it, he called it The Law of Assumption. And basically it's similar to Law of Attraction, but it's a little bit different. It's where basically you assume what it is that you want to be already. Basically the way he looks at the world is that all timelines and all possibilities exist. The only thing you need to do in order to experience what it is that you want to experience is you have to start creating it in your inner world. Your inner world is actually even more important than your outer world, because what you really believe inside is what will be reflected to you outside. So I did not know that this was a thing when I started doing these things. I just started asking God for, I was like, man, that would just be so great if this one thing would happen. But if it's meant to be, then let these three things. I always had three confirmations. I set up these three things will happen, and it will happen. And usually within 24 hours, those things would happen. So I found out later on that he was also, what he would do is he would pick a song, some music, and he would dance. He would use songs and dance in order to manifest the reality that he wanted to see. And slowly but surely, that's what I was doing. I didn't realize I was dancing, and the main thing that I was manifesting all the time was the songs that I was listening to. And I was like, what is going on with this? I'm like, are these songs like, were they written for me? Or like how, like what is coming first? You know what I'm saying? Like, was it, I couldn't understand it at the time. But now I think what it was is that yeah, it's like, again, the inner world is a reflection of the outer world. So if you're really feeling it and you're really living it, and it's like, wow, this song is so me, it's like it's going to start reflecting in your outer world, and you'll have those experiences. And for me, when that would like, okay, I still would you'd have to feel like, okay, the song would come to me, and it'd be like, oh, this is it, this is the song. Like something inside me would be like, this is the song I'm going to use, and so I would take the songs and the music, and then I would create what I would call manifestation spreads, which was basically like an altar. I didn't realize this at the time. It was basically like I was creating an altar of asking exactly what like all the different elements that I wanted to have at the conferences I was going to be going to. And sure enough, all of those things would show up in the conferences I was going to. I manifested 2 houses for myself. I've manifested cars. The thing I've been working on the most though was money, because see, it seemed like it was so much easier for me to manifest these bigger wishes. I call them heart wishes, these bigger dreams and goals. Like, I really want to see this one thing happen, I'm praying for this person, I want to see that happen, and those things would happen. But it was like, okay, but what about my life physical here for like my children, everything? Like, I need money, I need an income that comes in. So I started slowly but surely like envisioning, okay, this is how much is in my bank account, and I would just hold on to it, and I'd be like, this is how much is going to be in my bank account. And it started off with like being like a little bit of amount, right? And then I would reach that, and I was like, okay, well, can I go a little further? And I would reach that goal, and can I go a little further? And so now I'm getting up there, so
That's so
yeah.
cool. So in the
Right.
chat they're saying, do you visualize before you start dancing? And then Flix is talking about vision boards. So is it like just in your mind, the vision board? Do you make anything out?
What it is okay, this is going to be tricky to explain. So it's like, I don't put too, it's more about the feeling than anything else. It's more like I hear the song, and I'm trying to think of, okay, I'll give you an example. Okay. How about that? I'll just straight up give you an example. Okay. So there was this song, and what happened first? I woke up this day, I was hanging out with one of my friends, and I was looking on Facebook, and I saw this raincoat. It was this beautiful red coat, and it said raincoat underneath it. Only it did not look, it was clearly not a raincoat. It was like an actual like winter coat. So I clicked on it, and I thought, that is really weird, this red raincoat, and I screenshotted it even. And then later on, my son comes to me, my son David, my oldest one, who I named his middle name after Joseph from the Bible, who was the dream prophesizer. He was like the one that would have prophetic dreams and stuff.
Like
And
the
so my son,
Technicolor Dreamcoat?
yes, that guy,
Yeah, okay.
him.
Yeah.
And so my son David comes to me, and he tells me, Mom, I had this crazy dream. And he says, I had this dream that me and you were outside on the porch, and that there were these group of 5 blue jays, and they were on top of our roof, and this red cardinal came along, and it like basically harassed them off the roof, and they all flew into this nest in this tree across the street to a neighbor's house. And he said, and right as that as he they we got the blue jays into the nest over there, and the red cardinal was going over there, I guess an eagle came down, and it went to go swoop to the red cardinal, and then it turned around and it burst into flames, and it tried to fly into our house. And it scared him so bad. Me and him were both trying to get into the house as quick as we could, because this phoenix basically was coming flying straight into my house. So later that day, I come across this song, and this song starts with "Take off your raincoat." And I'm like, okay, hold on a second. You know what I'm saying? So I'm listening to the song, and it starts talking about how a phoenix fire is burning in my house. Now, what the dream was symbolizing was the fact that I was getting ready to take all of my kids and move into a new area, into a new place. And I already knew from previous dreams of my own that God showed me when I was represented by a bird that I was represented by a red cardinal. So I knew that this song, it was called Melting by War Paint. I knew that this was a message for me. So this is how these things come through to me. Okay. Like, so I don't know. It's like, what came first, the chicken and the egg? I don't know. But to me, the songs are like, validations that I'm doing the right thing, that it's going to happen for me, right? That I was going to get that house that I wanted, that me and my children were going to be safe. The whole song though went into basically like having to let go and surrender of something, and that I was going to be alchemizing something into gold, which I think was
Yeah.
myself. So that's just like one example of one of the songs that have come through, but it's like there's so many. There was like, I basically can go back to my playlist and tell you exactly what was happening in my life according to the song. You know what I'm saying? But I also would take those songs and I would just feel with them as I was creating the creation spread. And I don't I guess you could say I would have some visions of what exactly I wanted to happen, but mostly it was feelings. What did I want to feel during that experience? And so that's what I was manifesting the most of. I never knew how it was going to show up, but it would. So
Mm.
I don't
So
know.
this creation spread, is that you using cards, like tarot cards?
Yeah, it was more like me taking like statues and feathers and
Ah, the altar.
crystals. Yes, and I would make like a scene.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like a scene from
Okay.
a movie. And yeah, I haven't done that in quite a while, but
Mm.
that's how I started. That was how I started.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just started noticing that all the creation spreads I made, I would suddenly see the elements of those showing up, and so it was like, okay, there's something to this.
That's inspiring. Yeah, I'm in need of a bit of inspiration right now. And it's been quite dark for me lately. But then I did get this song coming in, and it was Kate Bush. And it was like a Cloudbuster song, and she's singing The
I
Sun
know
Is
that
Coming
song.
Out. You know that song?
Yes.
And that just kept playing over and over.
Da-da-da-da-da.
And I don't even really
Yes.
know the song. And
You're
but that was
here
trying to
in
pull
my
me out.
head.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Mhm.
trying to pull me out of the darkness, I guess. So yeah,
Yes.
so that was good. So I'm trying
Well,
to get
I
into
love
music
Kate
more.
Bush.
Yeah.
Yes,
But
listen,
the
pay attention. Pay attention to those songs and the lyrics that stand out, because they're telling you something. That's how my guides
yeah.
would talk to me. Through songs and through movies and shows. That's how they
Yeah.
talk to me.
Yeah. I love
Mm-hmm.
movies and shows. I love movies and TV
Me
probably just
too.
as much as you do.
Yeah.
And yeah, because we were going to talk about Xena Warrior Princess, and oh my God, there was like a reel or something on Instagram, and it says this is the princess that I wanted to be, and then it flicks to Xena, and it's like hell yeah, right? So
Yeah, I downloaded a meme just like that. It said dress for the like dress for the
yes,
woman you want to become or something, and it was
yeah,
Xena.
yeah.
Uh-huh. Yes. I
Oh,
was
so
obsessed with Xena when I was
I
younger.
was
Mm-hmm.
obsessed. Yeah, I love Xena. I love Buffy the Vampire Slayer as well.
I
Big fan
never
of
got too
Buffy.
much into that, but I've
Really?
heard it was
Oh.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like I also like iZombie. If you ever got into that, so it's like
Mm-hmm.
a because I don't like very scary things because it sticks in my mind. So I like
Okay.
things that are like scary but comedy and action. Then that I
Yes.
can get
Okay.
into. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I have to have a think about that. Yeah, but when it comes to Doctor Who, my Doctor Who was like because I'm older, so it was when he had can't think of his name now, but he had the no,
The
he had the
scarf?
glass no. Trying to think of the
Nope,
right one.
nope.
Sylvester McCoy, and his sidekick was called Ace. That's
Oh,
my
I don't
Doctor
know that
Who.
one. Do
Oh,
you know the number of it?
I don't
You
know
know
what number.
which
Let me
number he
check.
is? Oh,
Let me
okay.
check.
See, I only watched from, let's see, 12, 11, 10, 9. Okay, was that it? Yeah, I think I watched from the ninth version of him, which was Christopher Eccleston. And then he only stayed on for a year, and then it switched over to David Tennant, and then Matt Smith, and then Peter Capaldi. And that was what, honestly, the craziest thing is I had watched Doctor Who's, but I fell in love with Doctor Who when the 12th Doctor came out, Peter Capaldi's version.
So
I
Sylvester
absolutely fell in
McCoy,
love.
he was the
Yeah.
seventh Doctor. That's how old I
He
am.
was the seventh. That's so funny. Yeah,
But he
so
was
it's
so
two
good
before
as
they
well.
rebooted it.
Yeah,
No, I've heard people. I honestly, there's a big debate between me and my son on which ones were better, the older ones or the newer ones. And for me, it was the newer ones, but maybe that's just because I haven't watched the older ones. You know what I'm saying? So I guess I need to go back and fill in the missing gaps of the Doctor's lore that I need to have because
yeah.
there's so much truth in that show. You know what I'm
I
saying?
need to
There's
rewatch it
so
all.
much truth.
James is saying that he started watching it when it was in black and white.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that's the
like,
ones I haven't seen yet, but
oh well, it was
I
definitely in color when I was watching it. I'm not that old.
yeah. Oh, you're like I'm not that young, but
So that's really funny. I didn't even realize it was in black and white, but I must have watched it when I was growing up and just not really thought
yeah.
about it with the Daleks and everything. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
funny. Oh, so what's your favorite TV show right now?
Oh, girl, that is a loaded question there. Which one is my favorite one right now? Ooh, I think the one honestly that I've been the one that I just got done binge watching is called Fallout, and that was from a video game, right? Which is about it's I the way I look at it is like it's an alternate timeline of what could have happened if like the elites basically nuked the whole entire surface of the planet and made a whole bunch of bunkers for underneath, which it sounds like what they're trying to do now a little bit. I heard today about them there being emails about getting bunkers ready, nuclear bunkers and stuff like that ready. So I'm like, but I know
Yeah,
hold on, I know there's got to be another TV show that I've been watching lately
I've
that's
I've not seen Fallout, but that who's that girl, that lead character?
I know I love her. I can't
What's she
not
been
look at her
in?
face.
She's been
She's
in
so
something I've
beautiful.
seen. Yeah,
Right? She's got these eyes. She just looks like an alien to me, and I just want to stare at her
yeah,
face, like,
yeah.
but
Definitely
there's
seen
quite a,
her in
I mean,
something.
yeah. I mean, I watch a lot of shows. I watch Rick and Morty's, I watch Adventure Time, I watch Bridgerton. I mean, I'm a girl. I kind of like those little
Oh,
romance things,
I've
They're
seen some of that. Yeah,
yes.
I kind of
I'm big
I
into
moved into
Korean
podcasts.
dramas. I
You're
don't
into
know.
Korean dramas.
Yeah.
I
I
have
got
a
hooked
friend
on
who
them
likes Korean
once.
stuff as well. Yeah.
Yes, they're hilarious. They have like this format that they do, and let me tell you, there are no other people on this planet I think that make time traveling dramas than the Koreans. I swear to God, every single one includes some time traveling to some extent. I swear. Like
Are you into any Japanese stuff?
animes. Yes, in fact,
Yeah.
that's one of the ones I just got done going over on my stream was this anime. I got guided to it
Yeah.
by Spirit called Madoka Magica. You ever heard
Okay.
of that?
Haven't heard of that one, but Sakura
Oh Lord.
Wars. I'm
You've
represented in
heard of
Sakura
that?
Wars. I have a character,
I have
like
heard of that one.
SSP. So that's I
Yeah.
got guided by one of my alters to that. Freaked me out a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Right?
that's
It's crazy when that happens.
yeah. That's the only cartoon I think I'm in.
Yeah.
But it's also a video game. Resident Evil is supposed to be one of the characters in that as well. Um,
Oh, which
but
one? Mila? The
no, it's
Mila
one of the
the
doctors. She's a female doctor. I can't think what her name is now. My mind is very bad at times.
Yeah. Oh, it's
Um,
okay. It's okay.
Birkin, Dr. Birkin.
Okay.
Birkin.
Okay. I'll have to look into that one.
Yeah,
Resident Evil used to be one of my favorite movies, so
did it. So
hmm
she's definitely in one of the spin-offs. I think she's definitely in that, but it's not good. So James Whitcomb is saying there's a lot of truth in Rick and Morty. Now I have to admit I haven't really watched Rick and
yes.
Morty, but I know
Oh
that you've
girl,
done
you
loads of shows on that kind of thing. So
you
yeah,
gotta watch Rick and Morty. You got to. There really is so much truth in it. But I will say this, and I'm glad that they changed some of the people that they had working with them because they were going down a really dark path, it felt like for a while. And I mean, they were just making Rick have like no redeemable traits or characteristics at all. But they turned that all around these past couple seasons, and I think they got it back. So, but there's so much truth in it, and you will resonate with it. I'm telling you, it's a big one.
Yeah. So Star Trek or Star Wars?
I love both of them, but Star Trek The Next Generation was the one I was obsessed with the most. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I literally know every single Star Trek. You just tell me, oh, you know what? Remember this episode and it had these couple things, and I'll know which episode you're talking about. I'll
Okay.
remember the whole thing. So,
So one of the episodes that really sticks in my mind from Next Generation is Riker goes to a planet and everyone is non-binary. You seen that one?
I remember that one. Yes. And doesn't he
Right?
fall in love with one of them?
He does. And
Right?
then there's a
And it like,
secret
yes,
underground. Yeah. And then she's really
yes,
feminine, right? That
yes. I
was
love that
like
one. Yes.
so many years ahead of its time. It really
It really
was.
was.
It really
Mm-hmm.
was.
Oh,
Yeah.
jinx.
And I'm pretty, I don't like to say it, but yeah, I don't really
Yeah.
identify as anything. So, um,
Yeah.
so that brought me great comfort growing up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
yeah. So,
that's
what
so
else?
good.
I know. I love. So, favorite character from Next Generation.
My favorite
Who?
character? Oh,
Yeah.
well, my character. My character, which is Kamala the Metamorph, which was
Oh,
do you remember
hold
the
on.
Metamorph
No,
one?
I need to check. Hold on.
Oh God. I did a whole episode on that too on my podcast because when I first watched that show when I was young, when I was way younger and I saw this episode and something inside of me was like, that's me. That character is me. They're talking about me. This is what I was telling myself then. And later on, it ended up like totally like playing out in my life, I guess you could say. It's like what's the word? It's like the symbolism of it and everything that had
It's just
happened. I basically experienced that, but it was about this it was about this woman who was
she's
being
the perfect mate.
transported.
Is it the perfect
Yes, the
mate?
perfect mate. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
So she
Yes.
was she was a she was an empath basically, and she could shapeshift herself emotionally basically and verbally. Like she could any man that she came into contact with, any person she came into contact with, she could be the perfect partner for them because she would sense what would make them happy, what they like to
Yeah.
talk about, what their interests are. And but the whole point was she was kept in this stasis field because she was getting ready to go through this phase of her people's cycle, which opened her up to like a permanent bond,
Mm.
basically with whoever she was going to supposed to
Yes.
be married to, and so and they wanted it to, like it was she was meant to be like a peace treaty. She
Mm.
was going to be marrying this guy from this other planet where they both had wars for a long time. So she was a peace offering or whatever.
Yeah.
But the thing was about her, okay, the thing that was so important and special about the episode was she ended up bonding to and falling in love with Captain Picard and bonding to him because he was the first person that ever asked her like who she is. He would say,
Mm.
"Okay, stop for a second." He was like, don't just give me the answers you know I want to hear. He was like, tell me who you are without anyone else around. And this
Yeah.
was the first time anyone ever treated her for who she was, as opposed to just being this object that was meant to do this job and fulfill this purpose. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, it was a really beautiful episode, and I love it so
Mm.
much.
But I just looked at the images there to refresh, and she's got the trill spots coming down here. So that's
Yeah,
the first
yeah.
time I think that they brought in that kind of,
Mm.
So we have somebody in our chat all the time, which is Jerry, and Jerry has inspired a lot of these characters, and he's a ghostwriter, and he sent all these things in to the studios. So when you ask him about any character, he's like, "Yeah, I wrote that." I
Did
wrote
he?
that, and this
Well,
is how I wrote it. And so he
did he
might have
write
actually.
mine?
I'm
Ask
not too
him.
sure. We have to check. We have to
Yeah.
check. But he did write Jadzia Dax for Deep Space Nine. He created
Wow.
that
Yeah.
character. Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
insane.
But
So
they had another episode before Deep Space Nine. They had a whole episode with the symbiosis, the like because that was what was so special
I
about
remember.
Jedi
Yeah.
Dex, right? And you remember the one where Dr. Crusher falls in love with the guy, and
Yes.
then he ends up his physical vessel dies, so they have to
Yeah.
transplant it, and then it's a woman, and she's like, I can't do it. And
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
ah,
Yeah.
oh, okay, sorry,
I
heart
love
wrenching.
the episode when they get the game and the game projects into their eyes
Yes,
and they get like
the discs.
this drug thing going on, and that's like so, but
Yes,
like we're all on our phones constantly, aren't we? Like dopamine and all
yes.
that,
That's
ahead of its
oh
time.
God, I remember that one. Yeah, what was the name of the planet? I remember it was like a they're always making fun of this planet.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna go to this planet, aren't you? Because it was basically
Is
like
it
the rest of
Riser?
relaxation.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Riser. Isn't
Risa,
it Riser?
Risa. Yes, that's where
Yeah,
Riker
the
would go
Pleasure
all the
Planet.
time. Yeah, the pleasure planet. Yeah, that's what it was. Yep.
I I don't think it exists. I really don't. I'm
Yeah.
going to ask John Whitbag, does it exist?
Yeah.
So
Oh,
I
that's
think
too
all those
bad.
Ceres, like people talk about Ceres, and I know that's a bit of a pleasure planet because there's a lot of kinky stuff going on over there.
Oh,
And
yes. Yes, I know what you're talking
so
about. Yeah.
James is saying in the chat saying Rick and Morty season 6 episode 2, Rick, a
Hmm.
mort well lived, a life well lived. Okay, do you
Yes.
remember this episode?
I know. Is this the one to ask him to confirm this for me, but is this the one where basically Morty and Rick are trapped inside a video game and there's only one Rick, but all of the billions of other characters in the video game is just pieces of Morty? Is that it? Tell him to give me a heads up. Pretty sure that's it.
But I see there'll be a little bit of a delay on the
Okay.
chat, so we'll
It's
see.
such a fascinating episode of more. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure that's one with the yeah. Uh-huh. And they make fun of Die Hard in it, which is pretty fucking funny too. They're
yeah,
like they're like every single universe, every planet has its own version of Die Hard, the movie. They just call it different things. They call it the
yeah,
Tower Man or they call it this. But yeah,
yeah.
he's got to convince the billions of versions of Morty that they're only one being put into all these different versions of they're just different people, and the order to get them out he has to get them to all be unified so they can
Mm,
leave the video game together. And I feel like it's pretty good, a pretty good like it kind of implies like
mm.
if here we're down here and we're just all sparks of God, we're all the same thing,
Yeah,
right? Like that's like basically what they're trying to get at, I felt like
yeah.
with that
So he's
episode.
saying it's an episode where they're at a video arcade and he puts the helmet
Yes,
on. Yeah, okay.
yes, yeah, that was
Yeah,
the
that's
one.
awesome. Yeah.
It's a great
Um,
one.
Mahara is saying about tribbles, the trouble with tribbles.
The trouble with tribbles.
That's
Yeah,
going way back. But there's
didn't
little odes to it all the way through. Yeah.
I think the actor who played Kirk or whatever, that was the episode where he got part of his hearing loss from, was from an explosion
Oh,
during that episode. Yeah.
interesting. Interesting.
Uh-huh. Isn't that crazy? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's really
The
cool.
stunt work. Mm-hmm.
And James is saying about Star Trek Discovery, where the ship had a fungal spore drive. Yes, I've seen Discovery. It's pretty awesome, actually.
I haven't
Um,
seen Discovery.
what?
Oh yeah.
That's it.
Oh
Hype over.
no. Okay. Okay, I'll watch it. I'll
You
put it
do
on the
need to watch
list.
it, especially like the first like 1 and 2 seasons. Yeah, it's good. It's really good.
Yes.
The captain, everything's good because of course he's a British actor, and
Yeah.
I don't normally like British actors, but when it comes to Star Trek, it's different for me. That I don't
That's
mind.
funny.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
mind it. But yeah, for me, my favorite Star Trek. Obviously, I grew up on TNG and I was raised on the Next Generation, so for me, that is what the future looks like. In my head, it was comforting, and then I moved into Deep Space Nine, which I love. But I discovered in this past year of kind of figuring out who I am in the SSP and all that, that Major Kira Nerys is probably the closest character to me.
Oh, I
And I
love
hate her.
that.
I can't stand her. Right?
Wow,
But
really?
yeah, but I
She's
have
such
an
a great
alter on
character.
Mars who's basically just like
Yeah.
her that people remember.
Yeah.
Not good, but I love
Wow.
Voyager. I love Voyager
Yeah, I
so
love
much.
Voyager too. Voyager was good.
Yeah, favorite character from Voyager.
Oh gosh. I really loved Seven of Nine,
Yeah,
honestly, but she didn't come on till much later. So I
yeah.
would say that my favorite character before was honestly, I think it might just be the captain.
Okay, yeah, I love the
I
captain.
really liked her a lot.
Yeah, I do like B'Elanna Torres as well, so it's nice.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh yeah, she was good too. Oh,
yeah, she
and
was
the
good.
doctor. Oh my
The
gosh,
Doctor's
yes.
awesome. Yeah.
Doctor was great. Hilarious guy.
Yeah. Tiffany's saying you'll love Discovery. Oh, Jason's in the chat. Welcome, Jason. So, talking about hats. Oh, sleep hat is on. Oh, good night, Flix. Flix is in Holland, so that's really
Oh, thanks
cool.
for coming.
So we've
Yeah.
got a good mixture of people from all over the world that come in, and but we're all kind of typical skeptic crew, so it's like we're all trying to like
Yeah.
go across all the
Oh, well
channels at
then
the
they've
same
seen me
time.
before. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
of
Yeah,
course,
they've
of
seen
course.
me.
Yeah, and if we go into Matthews as well, we come into yours. We're all over.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just tricky when everyone's live at the same time. That's happening a lot at the moment. So we're spreading ourselves around on multiple
Right?
screens, and yeah,
And I like to be in the live chats when I'm with them. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah,
hard because if everyone's
I
doing it at the
know.
same time, then I can't participate in the live chat if I have to rewatch it, which I'll
Yeah,
rewatch it, but still,
yeah.
like,
Because we moderate on a lot of each other's podcasts, so it's like you've got
yeah,
to flick back
yeah,
and forth. Yeah, it's really tricky.
exactly.
Yeah. What is one movie that growing up was like a big game changer for you? A life-changing movie?
Oh man, if I had known this was going to be the questions, I would have really thought about these beforehand. I hope I can remember the right one here. Oh, I know, Stargate. Straight up.
Oh,
Stargate. I literally bought the book.
yeah,
Yeah, I bought the book. I walked to the movie theater when it went to the dollar show and I rewatched it like 12 times. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But it was Stargate, and I'll be real with you guys, also Aladdin.
Aladdin.
Those were
That's
my
interesting.
those were
Okay.
my two
Yeah.
favorite movies as a girl growing up. But obviously there's so much more. I was a really big movie like fan, The Mummy, The Mummy
Yeah.
Returns, things of that nature.
Yeah.
I was
So
just thinking about a movie today, actually. Have you ever seen Cloud Atlas?
um, I think I have, but I need to
Oh,
refresh. My mind's super blank at the moment. Tell us all
you
about
might
it.
need
Just gonna
you
plug in
might
my
need to
laptop. Yeah. Tell us
yeah,
about
you
it.
you might need to rewatch that one just because of what's going on right now, because basically it covers different time periods of Earth. Oh shoot. What the My son Isaac just called me. Anyway, sorry. So it covers different time periods of like different soul groups basically, and how that basically they switch roles, they change different characters, but what ends up becoming of Earth before I think eventually they take off and leave. But oh my God, it gets into cloning. It gets into
Yeah, I've not even heard of it. I've not heard of it
it's
at
like
all, which is odd.
it's trying to show how karmically we play out things throughout different lives is what it's trying to show, I think.
Hmm.
It's beautiful, but basically and I'm just going to spoil it for you guys if you haven't seen it. I'm sorry, it's an old movie, but basically they this towards the one of the versions of the storylines that they're telling is of this clone girl who basically gets rescued and taught, look, you're no different than us just because you're a clone. And then he says, let me show you the ugly truth about what they've been doing to you. And she finds out that they have been taking the clones that die and they've been digesting them and putting them into the food for them to eat.
Wow, okay, yeah. I love topics
Yeah.
like clones and stargates. That's my thing. I really love it.
Yeah.
I've got clones that are used as food off planet as well, I've been told, and weird shit like that.
Yeah. Oh
So
my
yeah, but I've not
gosh.
seen that movie. I'm not sure how that slipped out of my awareness. Oh,
Yeah, you'll have
Jason's
to.
saying
I'll check it out.
by creators of the Matrix. Interesting.
Oh, was
Interesting.
it? Wow, I
Yeah.
did not know that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it didn't get a lot of traction in the theaters, and I'm not really
Mm.
sure why, because it had some heavy hitters in there. It had Tom Hanks, which
Yeah.
obviously didn't know what we knew then.
Yeah.
Halle Berry. It had some other well-known names too, Agent Smith, the guy
Yeah.
who played him, he's in that. Yeah, so that makes sense. He would still be in that,
Yeah.
or he would be hanging out with that director or whatever.
Interesting, interesting. So, Stargate SG, which is your favorite Stargate SG-1 spin-off?
Oh, I never watched any of the Stargates other than the movie.
Oh my God, you've got some
I
catching up
know
to do, lady.
I've gotten reamed for this one before from other people in the
Wow. Oh no,
community,
you
trust
really
me,
do.
which
You do.
considering,
Yeah, you've got to catch up with the Stargates. Um,
yes.
because there's a few really good ones. Because Stargate
Yeah.
Atlantis, flashback memories coming in for me about being off planet underwater,
Yes.
and wow, yeah, yeah. So,
You know what's funny? And I
what?
thought about sharing this with you, and whenever you want to get into it is fine, but I actually do have one dream memory
Okay.
of an SSP lifetime. I know for
Oh,
sure that happened. So if you want to get into that at some point, I can tell you that, and I'll tell you
yeah.
how it all came about. But was there something else you wanted to ask first, though? Because I don't want to cut you off of your
You know what?
flow.
I really don't mind. I could talk about SSP every day because
Okay.
that's literally the life I'm living right now. This past year has been batshit crazy for me, and these guys have been with me every step of the way. So let's go for it.
Yeah, let's do it then. Okay, so you know what? Yeah, let's light up this cigarette for this one.
It's about to get real.
It's about to get fucking real, guys. All right, so back when I was pregnant with my daughter, when I was I had my soul braid walking experience basically when she was about when I was 9 months pregnant with her. But during that pregnancy, they gave me a packet of dreams. Okay. Now the like it didn't happen all at one time. They were like I just kept having these really long and vivid, like days long dreams, okay, that would happen to me. And I remember all of them that they gave me at that point during my so I know that I was led down my path of destiny. I know that this is what was meant to happen and I was meant to be out here sharing this stuff with you guys and where I'm at or whatever. And so I started to realize though, when the first dream came true at the second conference I ever attended, basically, and I was outside in the back of the hotel area. Basically, it was in Florida, so it was on a beach. It was nighttime, and I just met with people I've been talking to and doing classwork with online. I met them for the first time that day, and I okay, I don't want to get into all that. Okay, like because I manifested even being there. So I thought I asked God to clear the way, and I said, if I'm really meant to go to this thing and be activated, give me these three signs. And within 24 hours, I had them, and they were very specific. So I get to this place, and we're standing outside, and there's this dock, and it has these red lights that go down the dock. Now this is right when they had everything shut down, right? And so there were cruise ships at the end of the dock. And suddenly it hit me, and it hit me with such force that it made my whole body start shaking, and it kind of freaked me out. And that was when I started to realize that the dreams that I'd had weren't dreams, they were future memories. Okay. And so I was like, holy crap. And sure enough, every conference I was going to after that, oh, this is that dream. This is that dream. This is that dream. But there was one dream, well, there was one dream memory that stood out that was completely different from the rest of them. Now, part of what got me into doing all this manifesting is because what I was doing was I was making these what I called heart wishes for people. Okay. And so be something really big. It was like I'd go into this like really blissful, loving state, and I'd be like, God, if I could have see anything happen, this is what I would see happen for this person. And I had ended up making this heart wish for one of the people that was in the SSP community, and it was a big one, and I laid it all out there, whatever. And then I realized, and when I started reading his book, oh my God, this is the dream memory. This is what it was. So this was the memory. It was the last day. The only reason I even remember it was because I chose to hold on to it. It was the last 24 hours, I like 24 to like 36 hours, let's say, that I was going to be spending at this place. So it opened with I was I was on like a mountainside kind of. It wasn't really mountains. It was like almost like red sand almost a little bit. And there were like these like kind of cliffs that were like they had these little holes in them, and I knew from what people were telling me that there were insectoids in the holes in there. And so the mission for that day, me and my group, was we were going to blow up the holes and kill them. We're going to kill all of them. And so we did, and they started coming out of the holes, and we had to fight them off. And we did. We finished the job, we finished the work. And so after that, we all had to meet on this gathering area that basically looked like like a base kind of, okay, like what you would imagine like a military base to kind of look like. But I only remember the square portion of it that where all of our group had gathered, and they were basically congratulating us for finishing our term there or whatever. And there were like cliques. Okay. And so the girls there, they didn't like me because I had a boyfriend. Okay. And so they were really jealous that I had a boyfriend and they didn't. And so I didn't really get, but they were also going to be holding what was like a prom, a dance. They were like, since this was our celebration of what we're going to get ready to leave, right? So one of us must have remembered what a prom was. And so we were going to have this dancing event. And so they gave us a gift. And when you opened the gift, it was this regular old package, and inside of it was toiletries. Okay. So there was like soap and there was like toilet paper. And I was like, okay, like this is our gift for like just defeating all of these insectoid beings. Like, okay, whatever. Me and my boyfriend ended up hanging out that day. And now The city area looked a lot different than this area that we were at. The city area looked more like, what's that movie? Blade Runner? Or like a cyberpunk reality a little bit. And so we hung out, me and my boyfriend, and I don't even remember what his face looked like or anything. I can only know that I was there and I was with him. We went, we got something to eat, and then we headed back to our room basically, or I don't know who, if it was my room, if it was his room. But the room, I can still even remember going down this alleyway which had like these tin things like that you would put on tin roofs, right? It had like that was what separated the rest of it from these these rooms, and the room didn't even have a door on it. Like it was a dirt floor. It didn't even have a door. It had a bed, a table, and like a clock or something like that. Like very basic, very generic. And so I spent the night with my boyfriend. And then the next day I got up and I was getting ready to leave because it was my last day there. And so I was going to travel home. And so to travel home, we had to go to this airplane hangar. Now, when I got to this airplane hangar, there were all these cages inside of it. And there were people inside these cages. And I knew inside of my being that, okay, this is how we all get here. And this is how we all leave is through these cages. Okay. And I actually ran into someone that I knew. And I was like, what are you doing here? And they were like, I don't know. I just got here. And I was like, well, I'm leaving. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, sorry, I'm out of here. I'm leaving. And then the last thing that happened was I walked out of the airplane hangar because it wasn't time for me to leave yet. And there was like this souvenir shop that was outside of this airplane hangar, and they were selling these keychains. And I said to myself, why do they sell these when we can't take anything back with us? Nothing back with us. And then I woke up and I remembered,
Incredible.
you
So,
know.
do you recognize who it was that you saw? Do they know that you've got this memory?
I told him that I had this memory, but I never got to really see his face. The only thing that really lined up was the story that he told. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And
Yeah.
oh wait, and it was the person I made the heart wish for. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay, that so it did work. It
Yeah.
did work. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't realize what that meant was
Yeah.
that I was thrown into a program for 20, 40 years. And I'm pretty sure it was like 40.
Mm.
And because I had other confirmations that happened later on, there was one other thing about it though. Yes, hold on. Let me remember what that was. Um, oh no, don't let it slip by me, please. Oh yeah, I only lived about 20 minutes
Mm.
from this person in real life growing up.
Wow.
Me and this person only lived 20 minutes apart driving wise. So I'm like, it makes a little more sense to me how we ended up finding each other like that if we were both
Yeah.
kind of put into it at the same time. But
Yeah.
the only reason I even found out afterward that it was that long was because I did a DMT trip,
Mm.
and I was kind of in denial that this had ever even really happened. And when I did the DMT trip, they basically showed me the scene of the consciousness transfer.
Yeah.
I knew when I saw it, I was like, oh, this is what they're doing. And I was like, shit, And so it's almost like, I don't know if they took me at that point because we don't really know how consciousness works. I'm not exactly sure. But when I came home, first of all, when I came out of that DMT trip, I didn't even remember what it was like to be human anymore again. It's like I didn't
Yeah.
even remember what it was like to have schedule. I had to literally remember what it was like to live here again. And I got home and two of my kids had had dreams about me. One of my child, one of my daughter, she had a dream that an alien came to her and said that she was my new mommy now. That's what the
Wow.
alien said. She was going to be her. She's actually her mom now.
Oh shit. Yeah.
And then my son had a dream that a UFO came to our house, and that I was like, I'll be right back, son. I'm only going to be gone for 15 minutes, but I was gone for 20 years. And that's how long my DMT trip was 15 minutes long,
Yeah.
but it literally felt like I was gone that long. So I don't know. I don't know exactly how it
Yeah.
all works. I just know that was a real thing that
Yeah.
happened, you know?
So, because yeah, I mean, for me, it sounds like Mars, because I know that I get used on Mars to squish the insectoids with my psionic light ability.
Yeah.
But it was making me think about the TV show Killjoys. Have you seen that?
I have
The space
not.
show. So they're like bounty hunters, and it's like the reality we're off planet. But the quarters that you were describing, where there was no door or whatever, it's kind of represented in that TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
because it's like really rough and ready where they were, and they go out on missions to pick people up or to recover, steal some stuff or whatever. So Killjoys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll have
I'm
to
not
take a
sure
look
if
at
you.
that.
It's like a Canadian show. A lot of the best stuff is Canadian. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So
That's
yeah, there's
funny.
5 seasons of Killjoys, Canadian space adventure drama, with Hannah John Carmen in it, the one who plays that outer phase character. What's she called? I can't think now. So my mind is so bad at the moment. I have friends that have actors' memory for me because I get so many mind wipes and stuff. And so Jerry came into the chat, and Jerry's the one that has a lot of inspiration. He's the ghostwriter guy, and he's saying
Okay.
that he doesn't think that he did create that character, but he'd have to jog his memory because honestly,
Okay.
he's just creating so much. But then he's saying in the chat, from the pic, it was before Jadzia the trill was created. So they tried out the leopard spots, which is something that he designed, but he doesn't recognize the character there. So, um,
Oh, that's too bad.
yeah.
That's too bad.
He said, my first morphing character was in the Undiscovered Country movie, A Beautiful Black Model.
Yeah.
So,
Oh.
yeah, so he's creating loads of things at the time. No, that sounds amazing. That sounds amazing. Yeah, we do get taken for more than 20 years in lots of programs. It's not just a 20 and back.
Yeah.
In that graph, when
Yeah.
it's a 60 and back and stuff like that, a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
To me, it felt like 40. So,
yeah,
like, yeah, it was kind of crazy. I don't know.
yeah. So, at least it didn't feel too
Oh, that was
scary.
it. He didn't say I've been gone for 20 years. He said I've been gone for 40 years. That's
Yeah,
why I thought it was like two of them. If that's
yeah,
even what they are. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I don't know.
They're all different. If this is not, I mean,
Yeah.
even now we're not supposed to say the 20 and back now because it's still like
Oh yeah, because it's like
hasn't been.
intellectual property
Yeah,
or
is it
something.
though? Is it? So we
Is
people
it?
in the
Is it?
basis conference
Yeah.
last year we all had to say 20 return. So
20 returned. That's funny. I
so
can't believe he did this. That's so
yeah, I
crazy.
don't think that's even possible because I knew someone said that's just not possible. So like prove it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't know. That's silly, isn't it? Anyway, yeah. Oh, it's great that you shared that with us. Thank you. Yeah, we
Yeah,
love
not a
it. We love
problem.
that.
Not a
Yeah, that's
problem.
amazing. Yeah. Oh, I don't know where to go from that now.
Sorry,
So
I got you all worked up on that. I know,
yes,
right?
yeah.
Look,
No, I love
trust me, I
SSP
have I've
stuff.
had a
Yeah.
lot I've had a lot of crazy experiences when it comes to this type of stuff.
Mm.
Like I'll just tell you guys, like when you're doing
Yeah.
manifestations, if you want to know that it's really you, from me, from what I've learned, or what I was doing, again, was I would say, okay, if this is really going to happen, then these are the three confirmations I'm going to get. So for instance, when I wanted to go to that Starseed Adventure Conference, um, because I felt like I was truly going to be activated, I was going to meet someone there, you know what I'm saying, that was going to activate me. I said, God, I can't afford to go to this conference on my own. So if I'm going to go, could you please could I be a volunteer or something? I said, I need to have my ticket paid for. I said, and if it's possible, could I maybe even be paid for my volunteer work? Within 24 hours, the woman who I didn't know personally, but she followed my Facebook page, out of the blue, she gets a hold of me and she goes, hey, I'm running this conference. I wanted to know if you wanted to come be a volunteer worker. I can cover your ticket, like, to get into to the conference or whatever. But, and I might even be able to pay you for your volunteer work. She tells me this within 24 hours.
That's
So
perfect. Yeah.
it's like, I just kept doing this stuff, it's
Yeah,
like,
I had the similar kind of thing last year. So, because when I made a connection to Drago Reed and he's in America, and I thought we're never going to meet. It's supposed to be long
yeah,
lost sibling or whatever, but we're never going to meet. And
yeah.
I just kept thinking, well, what if somehow he could get here? What if somehow I could get there to a conference? And then it was like a few months before Bases 2025, and then he put, I've been invited to the conference, and I was like, yes. So then I
You're
reached
like,
out to Miles Johnson. I was like, can I volunteer at your conference? And I ended
yeah,
up getting loads of free advertising in exchange, and but yeah, so I'm working again on this new conference that's coming in, but I don't know if everyone's coming who I'm hoping is
Yeah.
coming. I don't know. I'll find out soon enough, but we will see. But yeah, that worked out for me as well. I literally felt like I manifested Drago coming to the UK, because
That
the
is so cool. You
possibility
did.
was like
Yeah,
ridiculous. It was just not going to happen ever that I'd meet him, and I met him in
exactly.
person, and he's awesome. He's really awesome. So
Yeah, he
yeah,
is a cool guy. I
and
like
it
him a lot.
recalibrated both of our energy fields recalibrated, because we've got this dyad bond, so it recalibrated, and then we're like, wow, okay, yeah, we needed that meetup.
Yeah,
So
I've
yeah,
heard a lot of good things about him and
yeah,
his QHHT sessions that he
yeah,
does. I've heard some really positive things. But like, I've hung out with him quite a few
yeah,
times actually at this point.
yeah.
So yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, I only got to spend one weekend, and then I
Yeah.
was pretty busy most of the days because I was trying to monitor live chat and stuff like that, and he was watching and hanging out, and then but we did get some meals together with some friends, and it was pretty awesome. Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah.
Really nice. There's a question from Missing Time, and Jason is saying, is there any movie or show that you're really looking forward to?
Ooh, that is a good question.
Mhm.
Oh boy. I'm looking forward to the new House of Dragons, hopefully coming out here soon. I was a big Game of Thrones fan, big House of Dragons fan, although it seemed like it took a while for it to build up on that first season of it or whatever. I swear there should be some other ones that I'm looking forward to though. I usually don't know until I see them like advertising though, like, oh, this is coming up next. You know what I'm saying? This is what's coming up soon.
What do you think
I
about the
kind of
Disclosure movie? What do you think about that?
There's a Disclosure movie?
Yeah,
What movie?
it's
Which
called
one?
Disclosure. Hold on.
It's called just straight up Disclosure.
Yeah.
Was it the one that David Wilcock did? Oh, a couple
No,
of years ago?
it's a
No.
new one that's coming out. What's it called, Jason?
Oh, I didn't even know there was a new one coming out. See, this is
Yeah,
how I'm out of the loop when it comes to this kind of stuff.
it's a Steven Spielberg movie. This
Wow.
trailer's out for as well. Yeah, it's just called Disclosure movie. Disclosure Day. Disclosure Day.
What are they trying to tell us? You
Well,
know what
it's
I'm
like
saying?
she starts talking in like a mantis language or something, and like
Yes.
yeah, by Steven Spielberg. Disclosure Day. Jason's saying the Back Rooms movie has got his attention. Have you heard of that? I'm not too
Ooh,
sure.
I've not heard of that coming out, but
Yeah,
I would like to see that one as well.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Jason's a movie guy. He literally is like,
He's the movie
production
buff.
crew.
That's
Yeah, so
funny.
he can
Yeah.
make movies. Um, Jerry is saying about Stargate series building in London studio is now shooting in the fall. To release 27, 28. Um, oh, apparently, May in the chat is saying Steven Spielberg clearly believes in aliens. I heard he blacked out and thought of Star Wars after a car accident. That doesn't make sense, but interesting.
Wow, that is
Yeah.
interesting.
So yeah,
So you got it
it's
like a
all
download.
Disclosure. Oh,
Yeah.
Tennessee
Mm-hmm.
Kentucky Bigfoot are in the chat, and they say
Oh,
Disclosure
hi.
Day is an upcoming Steven Spielberg directed science fiction film about humanity's reaction to undeniable proof of alien life.
I wonder what
So
they're gonna try and show us because I feel like, with movies, you have to be careful with them because they're literally trying to show you what they want you to do as
yeah,
opposed to what we would maybe want. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like,
yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
but I
we've
am
all been
interested to see what
training
they,
for the zombie
yes.
apocalypse for a long time, and that was like
Yeah,
another timeline, wasn't it? And we almost
yes,
headed
it
down that
was.
Hillary timeline, and
Yeah,
luckily we didn't. But we're all pretty. I said to my son, he's gaming, and I said to him, if there was a zombie apocalypse, would you be able to defend us? And he's like, yeah, for sure.
yeah,
Right. So
yeah.
like, so all the weird games he plays, you know.
Have you ever
Um,
seen The Last of Us?
Hold on, I need to
That's a
check
that's a
now.
zombie. That's a
I don't
zombie
like
thing.
scary. I can't do
Oh, that's
scary
right. Okay, never mind.
because
Cut that
it
out.
stays in my
You
head.
don't want that. You don't
It's
want that one.
because
Trust
I've
me.
still got Freddie in there from when I was 15 years
Yeah,
old.
I remember that too. I
And then
watched
now
that
I know
too.
that's all linked into the programs because of all the sleep stuff in the programs.
Yes,
So
yes.
I've not seen that.
Yeah, no, don't
No,
check out The Last of
okay, don't.
Us. It is super scary. Please do not. It's
I'm still
like,
trying to watch Dark because it was supposed to be represented in this Dark TV show, which is German
yeah.
and everything.
Uh-huh.
And then I said to her friend, "Can you watch it with me? Because it's really scary." And I said, "Someone else, I just don't like scary." And they said, "Well, it's not scary. It's just dark."
It's just dark. Oh, it's not scary. It's
And
just
that
dark.
made me laugh. That made me laugh because It's really
Yeah.
dark.
Yeah,
So
that
it's
is
so
funny.
silly. There's a bio. Oh, Nathan Fox is in the chat. There's a Bioshock game being set in an Antarctic colony. Oh, that's interesting.
Oh,
Do you
that
get
should be
much into
cool. Yeah.
Antarctica? Yeah.
The only time I've gotten into Antarctica was when they, like, my guides guided me there at one point to look remote view kind of.
Yeah.
And and
What
then
did you
a
see?
song came through kind of talking about it. There was like these pyramids under there that were like
Yeah.
upside down.
Oh, that's
And
interesting. That's interesting.
yeah. And yeah, go ahead.
I've remote viewed and visited a black pyramid in Antarctica, but Beverly
Yes.
Rhodes, when she looks at pyramids, she sees them as like they can go upside down as well. But
Yeah,
the
yeah,
one that I stepped into, because there's three black pyramids I'm connected to. One's in Alaska, one's here I am near Liverpool. It's literally across the
yeah,
river from me, and the other one's
yeah.
Antarctica. Antarctica was definitely the biggest that I've been in.
Yes.
But Beverly sees them morph and change shape, so their point moves around.
Very interesting.
Interesting. For me, they are Lyran ships, Black Pyramid ships. And the
Okay.
black is slightly purple at times as well, but it's like an
Okay.
obsidian and golden pyramid ship. That's how they're the
Did
ones that I'm connected to. Yeah.
did you see any like sigils or anything like that on the
Um,
pyramids themselves? I've had someone
I
say that they saw
mainly
something like that on
I
one of them
mainly went
once.
straight inside. And
Okay, you just went straight
inside,
inside.
yeah, I
Okay.
went straight inside. So I don't really see too much of the outside because I literally just
Yeah.
stepped through. But inside, it's very like less in there. So there was just like a chair in the center, and then there was just like a counter up front, and I could look out and see soldiers. And this is the Antarctica one. I could see
Yeah,
soldiers on
yeah.
the other side, and it was very dark in there, but I could just see gold kind of running up and down sometimes. Maybe gold sigils, maybe. I
That
don't
makes
know.
sense.
But the
Yeah,
ship is
that's what they
intelligent, it's
in my head they
conscious.
were. Yes.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, it's a conscious
Yeah.
ship. So it's very Flight of the Navigator in my head.
Yes.
So,
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I feel
yeah,
that. I can feel
yeah.
that. Mm-hmm.
Oh, Iron Bear's in the chat. Good evening, Iron Bear. Um, yeah, Audrey talks about Black Pyramid in Alaska. Yeah, I've visited that one as well. I've seen that one. That's really cool. But I've got one that's really near me. This is there's an underground base near me. Of course.
Of course there is.
Of course
Yes.
there is.
That's why you're there.
Yeah,
You
unfortunately.
know?
So, I'm really into Marvel movies and stuff like that. Do you like the
Okay.
Marvel stuff?
I do. I watch a lot of the Marvel stuff. Yes, I do.
Is there
Mm-hmm.
a character that you connect with that you think could be you?
Oh boy. Of the Marvel movie universe. Oh wow. Why do I want to relate to that? The Scarlet Witch. I kind of relate to her a little bit,
Yeah,
right?
me too. Me too.
Yeah. Even though they did some fucked up things to her and her
Yeah,
character in that
they
movie.
did. I
Yeah.
relate to Hel, Hela, the Norse goddess of Helheim.
Okay.
I see
Mm-hmm.
that as an aspect of me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and they made her pretty cool in the movie.
Yeah, they did. They did.
Yeah,
They made her really sweet too. Yes.
yeah.
There was
Well, I
another one
mean,
too.
I
The
don't have much
Mantis
Bob.
chick. The
Oh
Mantis
yeah,
chick in
yeah. So I've got Hel.
yeah,
She's next to
Guardians
me
of the
all the time.
Galaxy. Oh, that's
Oh,
really cool.
yeah. So
Wow.
yeah, I've also got Freya and the Morrigan next to me at all times as well.
Yeah.
So, but I resonate mainly with Hel. Hela.
That's
So
pretty
it's like
sweet.
that. She's that balance of dark and light of the underworld, and she comes in to take all of the souls that don't go into the warrior halls or whatever, all the people that have had terrible deaths and they don't really fit in the right places. She nurtures them, and all the babies that died in childbirth, she nurtures them in
Mm.
Helheim. And so yeah, so she's a mothering goddess, even though she's in
Yes.
hell. Yeah, that she created
Yeah.
basically. Well,
Yeah.
kinda. Um, so James Whiskey is saying he relates to Dr. Manhattan. Do you know who that is? Because I don't know who
Oh, I
that is.
love Dr. Manhattan. Yes, that's
Is that a
from
separate
Watchmen.
movie?
That's from the movie
Watchmen,
The
yes,
Watchmen.
Watchmen. I have seen
I
that.
love
Yeah,
that. I love that movie too.
yeah,
They did a whole series even on it, but
yeah,
I liked the movie better than the series that they did because they kind of changed some things in the series.
yeah,
You know what else I always related to, honestly, kind of crazy enough? You know Pirates of the Caribbean?
yeah.
Yeah,
Is it the
Calypso.
woman? Yes, that's a Calypso.
Calypso
Yeah,
is me. Yeah, the
yeah.
goddess that
Wow.
they've
Yeah, I could
finally
see that.
released.
I
Yeah,
could
I
see
went through a
that.
whole arc of that
Him
and
as a
I've always,
man.
yes, yes.
I could see
Give
that.
me,
Yeah.
name them, and then they tell, and she's like, Ah, I loved it. Yes. That would
Yeah.
definitely be me.
Yeah.
You know, at the time, it was so funny because I was actually with this guy at the time that I was realizing that I was like a calypso.
Yeah.
And Spirit told me that this guy I was living with was basically a Davy Jones.
Oh
And
gosh.
it just so happened, I know, and not in the bad way too. He was like this, okay? So I was like, so this is the guy that entrapped me in this physical prison, is what you're saying, and whatever, blah blah blah. Well,
Yeah.
in order to be Davy Jones, you had to cut out your heart and put it in the treasure chest in order to run the Flying Dutchman, right? This guy literally had a tattoo in Greek across him that said, across his heart, it said, "Come and take it."
Oh, whoa.
Isn't that crazy?
That's creepy. Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
great. Like that, they would tell me he was Davy Jones, and then that's the tattoo he ends up having, and
Wow.
I'm like, this is absolutely true. I'm like, this is you, buddy. I'm sorry. He hated it, but at the time, I was like, I don't care. Stop treating me
Yeah.
like this. Then, you've
Wow.
corrupted your purpose. I was like, here's,
Gosh.
well, yeah,
Wow.
been through a lot.
Yeah.
Been through a lot of
Yeah.
movie stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I love movie stuff. I think in
Yes.
movies, although when I had my son, my memory got really bad. Like before, I used to be very precise about things. You could say one
Yeah.
phrase or one bit of a song or a title, and I'd get it.
Yes.
And now it's like I'm struggling all the time, but I still relate everything back into movies. So one of the first things I
Yes, me
say to new
too.
people is, "Are you into movies?" Like, because it's like I
That's
can't help
funny.
myself. Yeah. So if they're
Yeah.
not, then I really can't communicate.
Then it's hard to
It's a
relate.
language.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a
Because it's like
language.
I'm trying to tell you this is
Yeah,
what this is like for me. And you're
yeah,
like, what? I've never seen it. And I'm like, well,
yeah.
great.
The other
And that's
thing is,
honestly,
I
yeah, go
say,
ahead.
do you speak Star Trek? Right? And if they don't
Yep,
speak
there you
Star
go.
Trek, I really can't.
Yes.
Yeah,
Then we're gonna
sorry.
have a hard time, bud. Yep, exactly.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's really funny. Oh, so I'm not sure how long we've been going on for, but I don't want to keep you too long. So if you're okay to carry on, we can
Yeah, we
get some more
can.
questions from the chat. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
let's
yeah,
see.
absolutely. We still got more time.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
other
Cool.
show I want to mention real quick because it keeps coming up into my head
Yeah.
lately has been the OA. Have you guys? It's
The
been
A
canceled now.
O A, yes. So
The OA.
we were
Yes.
talking about this the other day in the chat, and there's a couple of
Were
us that
you?
have had reactions about this. Yes. So I do
Yes.
morning lives, and we brought it up, and like I didn't like it at first, and then I really got into it, and yeah, I
Right?
got activations off it for sure. So how did you
Yes, me
experience
too.
it? Yeah.
Well, you know what's crazy is that my mom, before I even realized all of this stuff that had happened to me, my mom had watched that show and she tried to tell me that she felt like the mom in that show to Prairie, and that she even described this scene where Prairie like basically tries to tell her mom, I'm an interdimensional traveler, and like she like slaps her or something across the face.
Yeah.
And my mom told me at this point in time that this is what she was feeling like. And this was because I hadn't told her the truth of all my story and my experience yet. And so finally, I happened to come across the OA on my own. And
Mhm.
when I watched it, it was like, oh my God, this makes perfect sense. I am an interdimensional traveler and I'm hopping timelines. And
Yeah.
I really related to Prairie so much. Like I went over when I went over the OA. Actually, that's my most popular stream. My most watched stream was the one I did on the OA, and I even had like the velvet
Oh.
dress that she wore when she went to go speak to Old Night, which was that octopus being that strangled her, so she could get a glimpse of another one of the timelines, another one of the dimensions that she went into. But it was absolutely, yeah, it gave me so many pieces of the puzzle for my own
Yeah.
story, I guess, in a way, because it was like, why am I doing all these movements, right? Why
Yeah.
am I doing it? Why? Because I would literally be woken up in the middle of the night and I'd have all this energy and I would have these songs playing. And so I would just get up and I would just start moving. And it wasn't like I don't dance like classical dance. Like what I call it light weaving, because I had another DMT trip one time where I didn't go that deep, but I saw that the whole universe had these cords of light running through it throughout all of fabric of time and space. And so what I considered myself doing when I was dancing and listening to these songs was I was manipulating these threads of light, so to speak. And that's what was the shock waves and the energy of that was getting sent out. in order for it to manifest in our
Yeah.
reality, you know what I'm saying? The invisible reality. And so when I saw that, and it's like, oh, and it takes 5 people in doing these certain movements, which reminded me of Qigong a
Mm.
lot, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like watching the, and then it opens up a portal for everyone to transfer into these new dimensions. I'm like, that is truth. That
Yeah.
is fucking truth. I was like, that is how it's done. Yes. And I came here to my most important dream. I came here to this planet and it was a group of 5 of us. It was 5 of us. It was
Wow.
me and 4 other people. And yeah, that's a whole nother story though. That most
Yeah.
important dream. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so when I had one of my first quantum activations, it was light hands that activated for me, and it was like I was
Yeah.
pulling something out of my body, and light hands were activating. But in the OA, it was like they're in those glass chambers,
Yes.
right? And so I've got an SSP kind of memory about that kind of thing, where I'm looking opposite my sibling, and he's telepathically saying, "Don't do it, don't do it," because in the middle there is like a hallway, and there's like a red ball or a red balloon, and it's a test. They want me to do it with my mind, to move, because I'm small and he's older than me, and telepathically saying, don't do it, don't show them, don't show them. But we're in this
Yeah.
glass chamber, and he's
Yeah.
opposite me, and so that was freaky. And then of course the drowning helmet thing. So
Yes.
I've just activated a lot of stuff recently with
Wow.
Christy Campbell
Yeah.
about an altar that came out from drowning. So of course that freaked me out watching that on the TV show. But yeah, so it was good. I definitely shifted my consciousness off watching that show for sure. I definitely did. There's a
Absolutely.
few people in the chat who've had experiences with that as well. Oh, James Whitaker is saying about the movie Lucy. Did you watch Lucy with Scarlett
Oh gosh.
Johansson?
I have heard of that, but I've not seen it.
Oh, wow.
No,
She
I don't
uses
think
the
I've
full
seen
amount
it.
of her brain, right? It's
Yeah.
definitely worth a watch for sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
I will definitely check that out. I remember hearing
Yeah.
about it. I don't know how I didn't manage to get a chance to watch it, but
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
I'll
totally
I'll
dead
check
good.
that
And
out.
they're saying that all the good shows got cancelled. It's same with Altered
Yes.
Carbon. Have you watched Altered Carbon season
No, I
one?
haven't. But you know,
Okay.
when the
Yeah.
show starts telling you too much of the truth, they gotta cancel it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
well, season one is based on John Whitberg's alter Caldell show, and it looks
Okay.
exactly like what he would look like. So when John was watching it, of course, he had this massive reaction. But when you watch it, you just know that is Kyle, and it's
Yeah.
a true representation of what it looks like off planet, basically, like a
Okay.
steampunky or whatever. But there's a lot of disclosure in that, especially the technology, the clones, the stack in the back of the neck with the soul biters, and there's a lot of truth in
Yeah.
it. Yeah, so that's a good one. I'm just checking the chat.
Oh.
Oh, I am birthing. I had a Tribes of Five dream. Still haven't figured that out yet. Um, yeah. Tiffany's mind is being blown right now, she's saying. So yeah, if anyone's got any questions, pop them in the chat. We don't want to exhaust Aurora too much, and but we're loving it.
Oh, it's all
Sorry,
right. Yeah,
really,
yeah.
really cool. Yeah, is there anything that you say that like for your children that they have to watch this particular thing when they're growing up?
Oh boy.
Because they seem very psychic, your kids, don't they?
Oh, they are. Yeah, they're very psychic and telepathic for
Mm.
sure.
Did you ever watch Red Dwarf?
I have not. I've not
Oh, it's an
watched that
English
one. See,
show.
because my
Yeah,
kids, when they were younger and I was going through whatever I was going through, I hadn't
yeah,
honestly related a lot to the cartoons they would watch. So like Adventure Time,
yeah,
like now I tell people like adults, like you guys need to watch Adventure Time. Adventure
yeah.
Time has so much truth in it. And then Steven Universe. You ever heard of Steven Universe and the
I've
Crystal
heard of it,
Gems?
but I didn't watch that much of Steven Universe. I did watch a bit of Adventure Time, and then it went off.
Yes.
Um,
Well,
yeah.
Steven Universe basically talks about how holographic light beings that are manifested from their gemstones basically came here to this planet to harvest the resources of the planet. And when the leader of the group came, like the most elite gem is a diamond, right? And so the diamonds on their home planet had sent Pink Diamond to harvest this planet, and eventually it would destroy the planet. And she loved it so much that she fought back and she faked her own shattering, which that's how you destroy a gem forever, is like they can never reform. Otherwise, they can get their body can get hurt, but they'll just come back because they're always holographic light beings coming. And they can even do fusions. And so when they would fuse together, they make a completely new being, which I just absolutely thought was, and they have to do a dance in order to do it. So it's like music and dancing and all this stuff, they always seems to find its way into the pieces of my life here, right? But what the diamonds did when that happened, because they thought one of the earth beings had done this, was they sent out a frequency that corrupted every single gemstone on the planet. So that way it would only take the shape and form of monsters, except for Pink Diamond and the small group of people, that small group of gems that she had came with, because it just so happened that her special ability was shielding and healing. So yeah, if you guys haven't watched, and then eventually she turns into Steven. That's the thing. Because she was a holographic light being, when she mated with a human, it basically, instead of her being alive forever, she transformed into Steven, which is a half human, half um crystal gem light being. That's what he is, you know? So I thought that was very telling considering I'm Diamond Heart, you know? Like,
Yeah, that's really cool. Did you watch the Loki TV series? Sorry, jumping around back.
oh, I
Have you?
haven't, but I've heard people have
Okay.
gotten on me about that one too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
because that one they're literally out of time and there's different time streams. And then they're looking around and there's like paperweights that are infinity stones. And he's like
Yeah.
questioning like, what, where am I? What is going on here? So
Wow.
yeah, so to us, the infinity stone is everything, but there it's a paperweight. It's nothing. Where is
Wow.
he? Do you know what I mean? So, and what's
Yeah.
the timeline? So, because timelines are conscious like beings, and it's
Yeah.
insane. Oh, I'm first talking about Thundercats. Okay, for me, Thundercats was my first experience with a Black Pyramid. Get that? It's literally in
Really?
the title of the show, in the
Wow.
intro. Black Pyramids, because I was thinking about it a couple of months back, like when have I ever seen Black Pyramids before? And then I went on
Yes.
Instagram, which of course is tuned into your mind, and
Yes.
Thundercats came up, so I was watching the intro, singing along. I loved it. I had a sword and everything when I was like a teenager, and then I saw
Thundercats.
it. So
Wow.
I took
Yeah.
screenshots of it. The Black Pyramids are shown in the Thundercats cartoon, so that was
So this is why
disclosure.
Lyran. This is
Yeah.
why the Lyrans. Okay.
Yeah, so
Go
that's
ahead.
what I'd already asked the question from the pyramid, who created you? And it was the
Yeah.
Lyrans, yeah? And then I got an extra confirmation from the Thundercats cartoon intro. So
Wow. That is
I've always been
fascinating.
connected. I just didn't realize until now. So what did let me just see what you said there. Thundercats was awesome, definitely a Lyran cartoon, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
I actually saw Lyran once in my dream space right before I went to ESETI.
Ooh.
And it was actually a person I was going to meet there, but apparently this guy isn't a human. He's actually really a Lyran, and he knew that once I got there. I told him about the dream or whatever, but it was hilarious because in order to get my attention, he started doing a sexy dance.
Oh wow.
In the dream, he was like this. He was like, "Look at me," you know, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Is that a fucking cat being?" I was like, "Yeah," and it was, and he had like a look like a blind eye. And that was what this guy had that I went and met there. Yeah, he was working
Wow.
at the Study Ranch and he had one eye that was blind and white like that. And I was like, I saw you. I was like, yeah, I saw you in my dream the night before I came. I
What's it
was
like
like,
over there
yeah.
at the ranch? What's it like?
Oh, it was beautiful. The energies there are so powerful, so stabilizing, grounding. It will bring up a bunch of stuff if you haven't done the shadow work and everything. So people usually kind of go crazy after the first couple of days if you haven't done that.
Yeah.
But then it purges you. You know what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
purges you and then you're good to go again. But there, I mean, if you want to see if you want to see spaceships, go there. If you want to see UFOs, go there. They'll play with you. I literally had oh, I remember this now. All right, I had a ship that connected with me and it basically locked onto me with this purple light and it was giving me I thought it was giving me a download. I was like, "Oh my God, are you giving me a download?" You know, I was like so excited. I was like, "Holy shit, you know, I'm communicating with this ship." And I said to the ship, I said, "Could you guys do me a favor?" And they were like, they were telepathically, they're like, "Are you really asking us to?" I was like, "Yeah, yes." I was like, "Can you go to Canada and tell this guy that I'm talking to that I love him?" I was like, "Could you go do that and just deliver the message for me?" And they were like, like whatever. They finished doing what they were doing. And then later on the next day, the guy called me and he was like, I don't know what's going on. He's like, but this spear thing came into my room last night and he said, and it hooked onto me with the purple light. And I don't know what it was here for or what it wanted, but so they didn't get the message through. But they went, so it's
That's
like stuff's
awesome.
real. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, it's real stuff going on there.
yeah. So when you think of yourself as a starseed, do you have a particular form that you think of yourself at the moment? Because for me, it changes. I'm very Octarian these
Yeah.
days. Yeah. Can you
I
share?
just honestly see myself as when I saw my highest self, I looked like an aquatic being actually.
Oh, nice. Yes.
Yeah, I looked like
Yeah.
the character from The Fifth Element, which this was one of the first
Mhm.
movies that the spirit ever related me to was The Fifth Element. Was they told me that I was like
Love
the Fifth
it.
Element
Yeah.
and that was my activation. Remember I told you about that Starseed Adventure conference or whatever? Like
Mm.
that was how I got activated, was similar to the Fifth Element. And
Yeah.
but my higher self looked like the blue girl in the opera singer with the
Oh, yes.
long
Yes.
blue
Oh, my
tentacles
word.
and stuff. Like, and
Yeah.
that was what I looked like. And I had like tentacles for hair and they were
Wow.
blue. And I had like I kind of also, I look like a mix between her and if you guys have ever seen the movie Hellboy,
Yeah.
Abe, the fish
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I kind of looked like.
Oh wow, I can totally
Yeah.
see that.
Yeah.
I was an aquatic being in Lemuria. I was just a water elemental, so I didn't really
Yeah.
have a form. I was just water. I've got a
Yeah.
memory of
That's
that.
that's funny.
Yeah, I've got a
Yeah.
memory of a turtle just kind of swimming through me. So
Yeah.
yeah,
That's so funny. Oh my God, that's such a cool
yeah.
experience.
So I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
Sean Bond was there, but I think he had more of a form. So I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I was just water. I was just water elemental.
Yeah.
And oh, Jumpy's in the chat. Good to see you. We've got Shape of Water. Chris, oh, they're talking about the Thundercats movie that's potentially in production right now. Is what they're talking about. They're
Okay.
trying to work out a cast. Chris Hemsworth has popped in,
Oh,
so that's quite interesting. And but there's like a He-Man movie coming out, isn't there? Did you see something about
is
He-Man?
there? Oh my God,
Yeah,
they're really bringing up our childhood stuff now. Is
yeah,
there going to
yeah.
be a She-Ra one though? Because She-Ra
Oh,
was my
well, there has
girl.
to be She-Ra. Yeah, yeah, for
Yes.
sure. But
I
I don't
still
know.
remember the little figurine I had, and the fabric on it was what made it so special. The fabric of her cape. I still
Yeah.
remember it.
Hmm.
Like, oh, I want that.
Yeah. I used to have to work in my dad's shop. So like on a Saturday, I'd have to work. But I used to get to watch Muppet Babies in the morning, and then we'd have to go Muppet
Yes.
Babies. Yeah.
Yes, I
So
loved
it's
Muppet
mad.
Babies.
Yeah. Watch that movie for another Abe. Shape of Water. It's a movie apparently. Shape of Water.
Yes,
Uh,
I've heard the name of it, but I've not actually seen it. So,
yeah. Okay. Who is Aurora's favorite Trek characters? Jerry's saying. Jerry came in a little bit after we started to talk about Star
okay.
Trek. Yeah.
Okay,
So
well,
yeah.
Deanna Troy is my favorite
Of
main
course. Yeah.
character, obviously.
She's a little
But
bit annoying at times.
yes, she can be.
Little bit of
Yes.
smell the fart acting going on. Like,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. Well, she's that half Betazoid, so
Yeah.
it's
But
like
she's
that's where
I
she gets
actually
it from
love
a
her
little bit.
mother. Her mother is the
I
best.
love Loxana Troy. Yes. Are you kidding?
But
She's
she
the
goes into Deep Space
yes.
Nine, by the way.
Yeah, does she?
She guest
I feel
appearances
like
to
I've seen that
DS9.
episode before. Yeah, I think I've seen
Yeah.
some of it. I've seen some
Her
of
when
Deep
she's
Space
with
Nine.
Odo, and her and Odo get trapped in
Yeah.
the elevator, and then Odo has to lose his form, so she catches
Yes,
him in her
I did
dress.
see
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mm,
oh no.
yeah.
But
Who else?
but
Yeah.
Kamala the Metamorph was my
Yeah.
favorite, just for Jerry in the chat. That was. But who else? I mean, I'll be real with you guys. I was a young girl when this was out, and I had a huge crush on Wesley Crusher.
Yeah. I think I
I
did
had a huge
too.
crush on him. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, and he was the only one. He was the one smart enough to figure out, wasn't it, that you're not supposed to do the little disc thing. Which why would
Mm.
they have their child be doing the disc thing when it was
Yeah.
literally like giving you orgasm energy? Like
Right. Right.
I
Yeah.
would not be having my child like teaching them how. Look at see, you got to put the disc in the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Like no, no.
Yeah. This is the next stage of our iPhones. They're going to start
Yes,
rewarding us in a
yes,
deeper way, and you're going to start like
yes.
getting activations off the iPhone. Mm.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Oh, here
Mm-hmm.
we go. Jerry's saying that he created Loxana because happy wife, happy life, Majel. Interesting. Well,
Oh wow.
so I know
You
Majel
know what
Barrett
I
was the voice of the computer.
She was the voice of the computer. I do remember
Yeah.
that too. But the most powerful episode I felt like Loxana Troy was on that
Yeah.
moved me, and still it sticks with me even now,
Mm.
was the one where she fell into a coma and
Mm.
Deanna Troy didn't know why. And so she had to like kind of go into her mom's consciousness, and you come to find out that she actually had a sister that had passed away, and her mom had suppressed that
Oh.
for so long that
Mm.
it was literally killing her because of the fact that she was betazoid and you're not supposed to repress your emotions and stuff like that. And so it
Yeah.
was the first time that she found out she had a sister. And then, they had to do this. She talked about
Yeah.
her daughter that died for the first time. She had drowned. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't remember that one.
oh
If it's to do with
gosh.
drowning, I
It
probably
was one
put
of
it
the later
down.
episodes.
Yeah.
So,
So James is asking about Wesley Crusher when he became the Traveler. Was there any more about that? Well, they did actually continue
oh
that in
God.
Picard. He comes
Did
back in
they?
Picard. Yeah, as the Traveler, he comes back.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
God, that was such a cool thing.
Yeah.
The fact that oh, that episode. And oh my God,
Yeah.
him and the guy, and they took them thousands and millions and billions of light years away,
Yeah.
right? And they were like, we'll
Yeah.
never get back to Earth at this point. We'll be dead before. And they
Yeah.
had to move it again. Oh my God, yeah. Sorry. I,
Yeah. If you
I
like
had to
that,
go
you're
through
gonna love
that.
Discovery. So
Yeah,
you need to get
yes,
on Discovery. Yeah.
yes, I will.
So yeah, okay. Oh, so Jerry's basically saying that Roxana Troy was just written to keep her happy because she was Roddenberry's wife, and he just wanted some light comedy
Oh yeah,
relief.
happy
So
wife,
he
happy
created
life.
that
Okay, I get
character,
it.
yeah, for
I
her.
get it. I get it now.
She's an
Yeah. But
awesome,
she did a
awesome
great
character.
job.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
The fact that she
um,
wanted to be naked all the time, I mean, that
yeah.
was hilarious,
I am.
like,
One of my favorites is actually Mr. Data, and the fact that he's fully functional. Oh my god.
yes.
That
And
just
Tasha
tickled
Yar
me.
found
It really
out.
did, right? So,
Tasha Yar.
so I just blew my
Oh
brain.
yeah.
That was like what?
I
Right, that's
know,
it. When
right?
he's
Oh
trying to
my
have a
God.
relationship, and then there's that other crew member who's obsessed with him, and it's really
Yes.
weird.
Yes, I
Um,
remember that. I
I was
remember that one.
fascinated with the idea of the holodeck. It used to fascinate me big time.
Yeah.
I used to
Yeah.
love holodeck episodes. Who else did I really like? I'm not a big fan of, and this is going to be controversial, of
Uh-oh.
Q. I'm not a big fan of Q.
Q is a bit of an asshole, but he
Yes,
also
thank
reminds
you.
me, yes, he is. Q is an ass. Dude, even in God, he pissed me off in Voyager.
Yeah.
Voyager,
Oh,
when he
how
comes back
annoying!
and he
How
tries to,
annoying!
yes, and he tries to seduce the captain or whatever and be like, you have to help me, you have to save me, and she's
Yeah.
like, yeah, get the hell
But
out of here.
that point
Well,
where
it's
the
because he was a
Lady Q is
plaything.
better. When it's him and
Yeah.
Lady Q and they're making a baby and they're making a big deal, and in the
Yes.
end they just go like ding and they
Like
make a baby.
ding, and then his baby's made. Yes. I know. And it's like, what? What did you think was gonna
Yeah.
happen? You
But
think it was gonna be some big
it's
fancy thing?
when they show like the dusty road
So
and
funny.
everything, and that he says everybody's been the scarecrow. He says that, and
Yeah.
it's just like we've all played every role in this timeline in our lives. We've all
Yes.
been the scarecrow. We've all had the crappy lot at some point, and that kind of stuck with me. That yeah,
Exactly.
we've all been there.
Yes.
We've all done it. Jerry saying he created Law, and his character Doctor Singh.
Whoa.
Wow, Noonian saying Q was a steal from the original 60s Trek Trelane, a spoiled god. Ah, yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
But I
What
love
about
Data,
the
and the Data brothers were cool,
I
yeah.
love Data too. I do
Yeah.
too. I really love Data. What about the episode though? This one always stood out with me. The episode where I think it was Tashiar died in that one with the black
Mm,
skin being that came out. It was basically an entire species shadow they had found a
wow.
way to separate their shadow from themselves, and they abandoned it on a planet. And
Yeah.
so it was just
Oh,
filled with anger and hatred and rage. And it just reminded me of like the black goo stuff that I found my
yeah.
heart encased in. You know what I'm saying? Like that it was like representative of negative emotions and trauma. Not only
Yeah.
that, but in the most important dream that I keep kind of briefly touching on, that's literally what I was chasing was a storm cloud that was black and pink, but it was like black shape shifting inside of like a pink sky type of thing. And
Wow.
so, yeah, I feel like that has a lot to do with stuff going on
Yeah.
here on Earth. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's funny how because we've got very different lives and we remember totally different episodes and they've had an impact in a different way, and that's
Right?
exciting, right? It's like
I know, I
wow,
love it. I know, please
yeah.
bring them on. I will
My
remember it.
memory is
Trust me, I'll
so
remember
bad.
it.
And because
Uh-huh.
I really love DS9, I really love Voyager. So if
Yeah.
you're, yeah, if you haven't watched that much of those, then I'm like, oh.
Oh, you're like,
But for me, it
no.
was I was at university, so I was going through a
Yeah.
really tricky time when these were coming out. I was at university. My mum passed away as well, so I kind of just
Yeah.
dove into. I love the Borg. I
Yeah.
basically am Borg. So for
Yes.
me, I
Okay.
love Borg. I really do. I feel like the Borg Queen at
Wow.
times. I really feel like her.
Yeah.
And with the amount of clones that I've got and the connection I can tune into clones, I honestly feel like I'm just calling in the clones, the Borg
Yeah. So
drones.
you,
Yeah,
yeah. So basically that's a version
yeah,
of you. Yeah. That
yeah.
is
Sad.
existing like that. So they're not all bad,
Yeah,
right? We got you
yeah.
here. So,
Jerry's saying about the black goo creature tar monster. He wrote
uh-huh.
that, but he only heard of the black goo
Wow.
much later on, so it was a download about black goo coming in. He's
Wow.
put, I requested the actress Crosby for her looks. I loved her as a Romulan villain. Oh yeah, the Romulans when she's. I love.
Oh, the
Oh, do you remember
Romulans.
when she comes in as a Romulan? She comes back. They've written her out, and she comes back as a Romulan. Do you remember that?
Yes, I
Yes.
do remember that. And everyone was like,
Yeah.
what?
Yes.
Tasha
Yeah.
Yar's Romulan
Yeah.
now? Like, oh
Yeah,
my
yeah.
God,
Did you
yes.
say in Deep Space Nine when Kira Nerys, she, it starts the show or whatever, and she's a Cardassian, and they're making her think she's
Yes.
always been a Cardassian posing as a Bajoran, and you're just like, no, this can't be true, and she's starting to believe it, and then she realizes it's plastic surgery. So, and she fights her way out of it.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Oh, he's put Frankenstein race Borg. Original Star Trek, that episode where it was like a big cornucopia thing that ate the planets. Oh gosh,
I know what
this
you're
is what.
talking about. The crystalline being that destroyed, and it there was only one being that was left there, and that's because he was this very special powerful being that could manifest and create things out of thin air, and it killed
Mm,
his wife. And so he felt so guilty because what he did, since it killed his wife, that he fell in love with this species of alien or whatever. He wiped out all of the crystalline beings or something like that. Or yeah, pretty
wow.
sure he like
Yeah.
wiped out, like he genocided the entire race, and it took them a while to figure that out
Yeah.
because Deanna Troy couldn't tap into what he was thinking and saying, and he was like driving her insane with this music box that was just playing over and
Oh
over and
gosh, I
over
remember the
again to
music
keep her
box.
out. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember the music box for
Yeah.
sure. 'Cause that's super
Mm-hmm.
creepy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So wow,
They
that's
have
so
some good
cool.
episodes. Yeah.
Yeah. Jason's saying he's watched the new Bride of Frankenstein. So
Hmm.
James is saying no, that was the next generation crystal being. So like, everyone's
Oh, that
remembering
was the
different
next
things.
generation, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So there's loads going on. So I mean, I love Star Trek. Star Wars for me, I never really got into it.
Yeah.
And I know now, obviously, it's like representing the Orion Wars and the reality of the
Yes, it was.
situation. So I,
Mm-hmm.
I, I never really felt comfortable with it like I did with Star Trek, which I guess is a bit Fantasyland, like the Star
Yeah.
Trek future that we're all heading towards. It's more of a
Yeah.
Star Wars future reality.
It's more of a future as opposed to Star Wars is like the past, is what it
Yeah,
feels
I
like,
guess so.
right?
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
think it's still out
Mm-hmm.
there as well. So I need to rewatch everything now because in the last 18 months, my mind has totally changed and updated, and
Yes.
I see everything differently, really differently.
Yes.
My whole reality's changed.
You got to
Um,
go back and look at it with new eyes. Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars, the only characters I was really into when I was younger was the Ewoks, and I'm very small.
Wow,
I'm only
that's
5'1".
funny.
I'm 5'1".
Oh my God, you're mini.
I'm
You're a
really
mini
little.
person. Yeah,
Short round, basically. I'm short and round right
that's
now.
funny.
But I love
Yeah.
the Ewoks, and I love watching the Ewoks cartoon and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, did you have a favorite character from Star Wars
Of
or a
course I
favorite
did.
scene? Who was it?
Honestly, people, this is highly contested. I actually love the newer Star Wars ones that came
Mm,
out, the episodes 2 and 3. I didn't really like Phantom Menace. Okay, they're just kind of building up this background. But I absolutely loved Princess Amidala and Anakin Skywalker. I
yeah.
really loved her character. I don't know why. I felt like I could relate to that one. But when I asked my guides to tell me or show me one time, like what kind of, if this is true past life stuff, right? Then which character would I have been? And they showed me um the white aliens with the really long necks that were responsible for making the clone army. They told me
Oh,
that's what I was. They told me that I was like a geneticist who helped make the clone army.
okay. I'm also a
Uh,
geneticist.
so that's probably why we're relating
Yeah.
to each other.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hyper-focused, genius
Yes.
geneticist, but I'm a little bit on the
Yes.
darker side, unfortunately, I think.
Yeah.
Um, Not many people
That's all right.
remember me because I had guards to stop me
Yeah.
getting out into the public, apparently. Um,
Wow.
Tiffany says OMG, I love Ewoks.
That's so funny. That's so cute.
Yeah, so I was mad. Yeah, that's interesting. Interesting. You're also a
Yes.
geneticist. That's interesting. Hmm.
Yes. I know, right? It is funny.
Yeah, it's weird, right? I wonder if you can tune into your clones. Yeah. Have you noticed any clones yet? Any doppelgangers?
Oh, let's see. I've never had it. No, no, I wouldn't say, I mean, okay, I do have like clone stuff that I have talked to my guides about. Basically, I was like, like, well, why can't I just, if I really want to, why can't I just make a clone of this person? You know what I'm saying? In the
Right.
astral. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Ah,
and then eventually some that kind of like got some trouble stirred up, I guess you could say. And so I was
yeah.
like, okay, well, this is what we'll do. I was like, this is what we'll do. We'll take the clone, the astral clone, and I'll make an astral clone of me and we'll put them in a pocket dimension. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? And so then therefore
Yeah.
they can live their lives out there or whatever, because I'm really big into Doctor Who, right? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And in Doctor Who, there's some things that happen that are similar to that. But
Yeah.
I've not ever thought to reach out to what my other versions of, if there's any clones of me out there. I've not thought about doing that. So
Yeah.
if I do though, I will let you know. I'll
Okay.
definitely put the feelers out there.
Yeah, because I mean I've got
Mm-hmm.
a lot, and I'm because I've got like a DNA connection to Drago Reed. I can tune into his as well, so I
Yeah.
can track the echo chains, right? So, but I try not to
Yes.
do his very often. But I check on mine all the time, and they're literally making like 1,000 more of me every month. It's frustrating. So then I have to have sessions
Wow.
with Sean Bond to try and let's just clear out connections that are nefarious. What can we do?
Yes.
But my higher self wants to keep a lot of the connections for some reason. So they must
Yeah.
have a purpose in the grand scheme of things. But yeah,
Yes.
but they are real people. It's not like they're just versions of me. They're real people with real lives.
Yeah.
Some are
Yeah.
good and some are bad, and they're just out there everywhere. So this is when it relates back into the Orphan Black TV show, and that's the connection there for me and him. So yeah, it's freaky. And but I did meet. Well, she was across the street, and it was in France years ago. You hear me talk about the doppelganger that I saw, and then
Yeah.
somebody I was at the basis conference with in December, they went to Wales straight after, and they saw me in Wales. So once you have that awareness of, oh,
Wow.
there's more of you, you start to see me,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Which you
Wow.
wouldn't have noticed before.
I can sense that coming from your energy, honestly. I
Oh,
can sense that there's tons of you little, like there, I can feel it. I can
oh
feel it like
wow.
just, yeah. So I
Yeah.
definitely can see how that is a true thing. So, and I don't really get that sense from me. So it makes me
Okay.
feel like this is more of a unique case for you, for sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't
I,
think
I
I'm
love it
unique,
though.
but yeah, it
Yeah.
drains you. It drains you.
Yeah.
Jerry's saying, send me one of your clones. I'm high maintenance. You don't want one of my clones. I'm a real handful. For sure. And I don't like to clean or cook, so there you go.
Right?
I'm
Like,
not a
shoot.
housewife. Yeah.
Right? Send one to me. I'll put my own clone to work if I can. Well, I need
So
two
most
hands.
of
I got
most of my
six
clones are
kids.
used for
I
science
need the
stuff.
help. No.
Yeah. So
Oh,
it's pretty.
no, it's
I
all
had
right.
something on my mind and I've forgotten what it was now. And
Oh,
your energy's quite high, so my mind is like all over the place. Oh, it was about pocket dimensions. So yeah, somebody mentioned something on Facebook earlier today, and they were talking about the kaleidoscope crystal and time travel crystals and stuff like that. And I commented and I shared an experience I'd had in the dream time, with another podcaster who's quite famous came in my
okay.
dream and they
Okay.
violated me in my dream. But it's somebody that I find very attractive, and I'm thinking, what are
Okay.
you doing? Like, what are you doing? And then I realized
Yeah.
what they were doing, and I was like, oh shit, what are you doing? And then
Yeah.
they gave me, because somebody who's got a very big personality, they gave me a ring, and I was like, wow, is this the time travel ring that I lost? Right? And then they left, and I'm holding this ring. And when I
Yeah.
mentioned to people, you didn't take something from someone in the dream, did you? Right? But after this, I'm in this room that looks familiar, but I don't know where it is, this bedroom. And afterwards, I go out and I find myself in this outdoor space, like a park. like a
Okay.
country park, right? And I'm literally talking to a friend on the phone saying, "You won't believe who I just had this encounter with, and they've given me this
Yeah.
ring." And then I turn around and I go to sit on this park bench, and this army truck appears, right? And these army guys get out and say, "Ma'am, you need to come with us." And I was like, "Excuse me, what the fucking phone here?" Right?
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
literally told them to do one, and then I went back, and then I woke up, and I thought, "Oh shit, what's just happened?" I literally got violated in a dream. So it was an
Yeah.
astral version. So it was, and I had it checked out by somebody as well. I think we talk about it in one of the videos. It was a clone of the person, so the person is not
Okay.
responsible. It was a clone
Okay.
that, and their consciousness was being used in the astral,
Okay.
but it
Okay.
really was a violation. And they've
Yeah.
tried to hand me something because they're trying to get me to visualize what the time travel ring looks like so that they can find it. Something like that.
Okay.
It's a bit weird.
Okay.
Okay, so, but yeah, but that person, yeah. So I don't watch their channel very
Very
much now
interesting.
because it's like,
That
oh,
is,
yeah.
yeah, right?
Yeah, and
Oh,
it's
if they have
they're
something like
quite
that going
famous. You
on.
might have actually met them at a conference because they're quite famous.
Oh, well, now you're
But of
gonna have to
course
tell
they're
me.
innocent.
I gotta,
Later I'll tell you. But
yeah,
they're
tell me
obviously
later.
they're innocent as far as I know. That I've had it
Okay.
sussed out
Okay.
that that was potentially a clone of that person that was being used
Okay.
nefariously in the astral. So really weird. Okay,
Yeah, we will talk about this afterward. I will remember. Okay. I will.
you will
So,
not remember. Yeah.
I
So
will remember. But it's very interesting because the fact that they gave you a time traveling ring and they wanted you to hold on to it, and then it seems like you were getting in trouble for it, and it's like
yeah.
for you to
Like they
manifest it
just wanted me to
here.
take it and make it real. I
Yes.
see David
Yes.
Purcell is in the chat. Hi, David. He says he has memories of you off world. So in your
Oh,
own time, when you're
wow.
ready, check in with David
Yeah.
Purcell.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's really nice. Time travel ring caper. That's very
Right? Like,
funny. So, yeah, because I remember a time travel pendant. You see, I remember having this
okay.
pendant around my neck and opening it and looking, and then I'm about to take a step and teleport, and then all these kaleidoscope lights come in. The only other person I know who's
Wow.
experienced that is Newskin, the Canadian super soldier. So we were in like an offshoot
Wow.
IBIS project or something. Um,
Yeah,
and I remember him from off planet, and we both remember each other from Lyra. So yeah, very odd. But that was
it
I just wanted to
is.
share that because it was the dream clone thing. So yeah, it's being
That
done,
is really
but it's
cool.
not always good, right?
Yeah,
That's the
not
point.
always good.
Yeah,
No, it's not. And that's
yeah,
why, you got to be leery. You got to
yeah,
question everything. You know what I'm saying? Because, and that's how it was for me at the beginning. It was just like, oh, this is all just fun. This is all just
yeah,
good, fun stuff. And then you start, like, as time goes on, you start to realize, oh, wait a second. Okay, like at one point, I just got done talking on my stream the past couple times. Basically, I'm pretty sure that a vampire fed off of me
Oh, I love
in some way,
vampires. I've not met
sexually.
one. So,
Yeah, well, it was
but like
it was an
sexually.
energetic one,
Okay.
and yeah, they took my energy from me, and then
Okay.
I through synchronicity, um I didn't know that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? I just had this experience and this sexual energy got taken from me. And then
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell was that? And then I saw this thing in front of me and it said vamps. And I was like, was that a vampire? And then I heard someone else do this exact description of kind of what I experienced. And it was them relating to this vampire, this,
Yeah.
woman that was like a vampire. And so I was like, oh shit. I was like, well, so there's real energetic vampires out there? There's
Yeah.
real vampires out there and
There's
they can
real
do,
vampires.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's real vampires. There really is. But I told my guide, my main guide that I have or whatever, I was just like, I said, isn't part of your job as a guide to stop me from being fed off of by vampires? And I was like, so could you, and I
Yeah.
was a lot, obviously I was a lot more pissed off than this. And I was demanding that they give me my energy back and they did. So
Yeah.
I just want to tell people that as a tool, like if you tell your guides to help you get that energy back, if you feel like you've been taken from,
Yeah.
tell them and they will bring it back.
Yeah. I had a werewolf
Yeah.
experience last year. Have you had any
Did you
experience with
really?
werewolves? Yeah.
I've
Well,
not.
well, they were just there, and then
Yeah.
so I was at witches camp, as you do,
Yeah.
and we were out in the woods, and we were in this big country hotel, and there was a lawn, and there's this little woodland area. So we had a ritual set up in the woods. We were all just sitting around. It's very beautiful, heart releasing, whatever. But I'm always put in the north because the north is where the gnomes are, and I'm little. And she says it
Mm-hmm.
isn't that, but it is, isn't it? And they
Yeah.
were in the south, and they kept turning around. What was that? What was that? And then I'm sitting there thinking, what is that? And then I could kind of sense that something was patrolling us, trying to look for a way to get in. All right, and of course they couldn't because we cast a circle.
Yeah.
And then the next day, I'd kind of thought about it, and I saw a werewolf, and I was talking to a friend on the phone, and I said, "I'm getting werewolf. Are you getting werewolf?" And he's like, "Yeah, I got werewolf." And then I checked it with Ivan Teller, and I just because he's got the monthly webinar thing, right? $10 a
Yeah.
month, and you put 2 questions a week. So I said, "I've encountered something in the woods, possibly a cryptid. Any idea what that could have been?" And he says, "Oh yeah, that was a werewolf." And
Wow.
I was like, "Whoa, yeah,
I love Ivan. Yeah, one of
yeah."
my first readings I ever had was from Ivan. He was the one that told me that I was a tall fairy being.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
Mm-hmm. And I
We've
was like, oh,
Ivan and
okay.
I have had a bit of a spat recently, but I'm going to book in with him at the end of
Oh
the week. No, it's just
no.
because he goes off on one sometimes, doesn't he? And then he
Yeah.
did a video, and
Yes.
then I literally messaged him after and said, "Ivan, are you on crack? What was with that video?
Yeah.
It's insane."
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
a bit
What was it
too.
about?
I can't say, but you can
Oh,
go
he
on his
gets a little
channel. Just
cynical.
go on his channel. He's just targeting somebody. So somebody was targeting him, but it was like a real
Yeah.
world person. So then he was venting his frustration about this person, and
Yes.
really, really venting his frustration about this person, who was obviously
Okay.
never going to see his video. But it was a bit. I didn't like it. I didn't like
Yeah.
the language he was using, the projection he was using. I really didn't like it. So I reached out and said, "Look, are you okay?" Because that was batshit crazy. So
Yeah.
then we got a bit of a, and then he did
Oh
a video
man.
saying about somebody who's basically a last word freak. Yeah, that's me.
Oh snap.
So
Oh
I
snap. You got a
love Ivan.
video done.
I love Ivan, and
Yeah.
I did get him to admit on camera on the Typical Skeptic podcast that in his mini movie series, the woman with the pink mohawk is my aspect. It's one of me. That he's
Wow.
seen, and he called her Jet. And then he went to make a movie, and he just somehow inspired by a version of me. So, but
That is so
he said on camera
cool.
it's me, so that's cool. So
Yeah.
sometimes you'll see me
Yeah.
use those screenshots. But yeah,
Oh, that
she's
is
super
really
cool.
cool.
Anyway,
Yeah,
yeah,
that
so I do
is.
love Ivan. It's just sometimes
Yeah.
I felt like he was getting really dark,
He
and
has been. It does seem
sometimes
well,
you need to get called out, don't you?
cynical. You know what I'm saying? He gets burnt
Yeah,
out, it feels like, on the world and all the things he's picking up on. And
yeah,
how do you do anything about it? You know, he's
yeah,
basically just this walking antenna, just
yeah.
receiving all of this all the
I
time.
know, but like we have to be careful. And my guys call me out if I go off on
Yeah.
one, then they'll say, "What's going on with you? Are you
Yeah.
okay? Are you on crack?" So,
Yeah.
so I did the same for Ivan,
Yeah.
which
Yeah, I'm glad.
each to their own. But
No, we need people like that in the community that are willing to do that for us, right? You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? If
right.
we just hear what we
No.
don't, what if we just are told what we want to hear all the time, then we'll never make any progress. So,
Yeah, and if people isolate themselves, like Ivan's really isolated a lot of the time, then
exactly.
we've got
Yeah.
to make sure that we do check on each other, and right. And I know
Yeah.
I'm on the other side of the world, but I still work on Eastern time zone, and I'm still part of the community. So
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway,
I
so
used to
we've
do a
been.
lot of fun things with Ivan, honestly.
Did
And
you?
I used to telepathically and astrally travel to him after his streams and stuff. And one time I wanted to
Wow.
prove it to myself. And let me tell you what I did. Okay, because this
Okay.
is hilarious. I'm just gonna
Great.
tell you. All right, so I wanted to do like a fun manifestation thing again, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, I'm gonna prove that I can get into one of his streams, like spiritually. I'm gonna have my spirit because I feel like these streams, they open up portals basically to the space where we're trying to go, right? And so I was like, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get on his stream. I said, and I'm gonna mess with one of his cats. I was like, and then he's gonna note it. I was like, and it's gotta have to be that I'm gonna mess with the cat in a way where he cannot ignore it and everyone notices it. Okay. I said, and then lastly, he's gonna look around, he's gonna be like, oh, there's a fairy here with us. I was like, and that's gonna be when I know that I succeeded in doing this. That was my plan, right? And so I went to go. I was driving at the time. I went to go watch him, and I got home before he was over with his stream, and I fell asleep before his stream was over, and I was so disappointed with myself because I was really going to put the effort in, right? Well, I woke up and his stream had just ended when I woke up, and I literally felt like I missed him. Like I'd been around him and I missed him, and I was like, "Oh, damn." And my guides were like, "Go watch the stream. Go watch the stream. Go watch." So I go and I watch the stream, and towards the end of it, it literally looked like someone took the cat and threw it.
That's hilarious.
And they take the cat, and whatever happened, it looked like the cat got picked up and thrown. And then sure enough, he goes, "What the?" He's like, "Oh, there's a fairy being here." So I
Yes.
knew I did it. I was like, yeah. I was like, I told you guys I could do that type of stuff. So yeah, yeah, guys, there's so many things that humans with our consciousness that we're actually capable of. It's just a matter
Yeah.
of wanting to do it. If you don't open your mind up to the possibility that it can happen, then it won't.
Yeah.
But if you have it in your heart and you are inspired to think it and feel it, then it's very likely that you could manifest that thing.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's awesome. I'm not going to be doing anything on live in stream right now. I'm going
Yeah,
to
yeah.
check in
Well,
with him on
yo, no,
Friday
not
and
right
see he's
now.
okay with
Yeah.
me.
Wait till
I
later
did
on.
message him and
Exactly.
say, is it okay if I book him for a consult? And he said, yeah, my diary's open. So that's good. So he's
Oh,
not
that's
taking it
good. Yeah. He
personally.
can't, yeah, no, he won't hold on to nothing like that. I swear. He's a good
Yeah.
soul. He's a good heart. Have you ever
He
met him?
sees
Oh
himself
man,
very much as the teacher
he
and I'm the
he's a
student. That's how he
giant.
sees it. It's
Yes.
like
Mm-hmm.
I'm the small child that needs to be, guided. No, it's funny.
He's
I
like
think,
6'5" or something. You know
is he
that,
really? I
right?
didn't
He's
realize
a
he was 6 foot
giant.
five.
Yes, I met him. He was one of the first people that I ever met at
Oh,
in the community. Was that he was one of the people that was there when I had that first dream memory that woke me up. And I
yeah.
was like, "Oh my God,
I
this was the dream I had,"
I
and he
thought he
was like
seemed
walking
big. I
forward.
thought he definitely seemed big. Because I'm quite
Oh.
small. I do a lot. I can tell with heights. And I had a memory
Mm-hmm.
come in about John Whitberg, and I messaged him and said, "You're so tall." And he goes, "I am a 6'4". And I was like, "Whoa!" I had no idea, no idea. But I'm in the memory. I'm looking up at him, and he's really like literally really tall. So that's true. So there was loads of messages disappearing from the chat. So I said to Jason, "Are you okay?" And then he says, "Yeah, I just remembered that you read a lot of the comments out loud, so I have to read. It's part of my thing. So if
Uh-huh.
there's
Okay.
words in front of me, like your name, I'm just reading your name over and over and over and over and over and over and over
Okay.
and over, right?
Okay.
So he's been deleting comments to make sure I didn't read them out.
Oh
He's just
no.
generally talking about what he's
Why?
up to. It's just
Yeah,
random.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
probably just random stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
So James Whitaker says you have unlimited potential because the universe is folded up inside. It's just a matter of going within and unfolding it. And he's put the infinity, the
Yes.
limnus gates. Um, they're saying about Ivan mumbling. Yeah, he does mumble a little bit, but
He's
he
a
did a
mumbler
really good.
sometimes,
He
yeah.
did a good video on Typical Skeptic recently.
Oh,
Uh,
I didn't catch that one.
oh
I'm
yeah, you
bummed.
can replay it. It's cool.
I'll go back and rewatch. But you
Because
know I
he's
like to be in the live chat.
Yeah, I
Oh,
do. I
it's
prefer
fine.
live chat as
Fine.
well. But I
Mm-hmm.
also like to speed people up. So if I'm not in the live chat and
Yeah,
I
me
watch the
too.
replay, some people like Ivan Teller, I speed him up to 1.75. That's how slow he
Oh,
talks. And
girl.
John Whitberg, 1.75. Yeah.
I'm
They
doing
talk
like
so
2,
slow.
2.5, sometimes 3. I'm
I
like,
wish I could.
please. My
Like rapid,
mind.
rapid absorb.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. They're talking about stink bugs now. I don't know what they're talking about. Weird. So
Wow,
we've
stink
been
bugs
going a
have been
while.
all over my house lately, so that's
Where
kind of
do
funny
you
that they're
live?
talking about it.
What
I
state
live
do
in
you live in?
Michigan.
Michigan. Okay.
Yes, by the Great
Michigan.
Lakes. Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. So I'm just in the northwest of England. It's not,
Yeah. Nothing's
um,
fancy, huh? Nothing special. That's pretty
nothing.
cool though. When you've not ever been to England, it seems pretty cool when you think about it. For
No,
me,
no, no,
anyway.
no. It was funny
You're like,
because
it's not.
I was doing this exercise when you're looking for beauty everywhere, right? Because it's something else.
Mm-hmm.
Eva Pico's coming on in a couple of days, and she was talking to me yesterday about finding beauty. So today I was on the bus. I'd gone into town, and then I'm getting off the bus, but it didn't stop at my stop because the road works. So I had an extra 10-minute walk with heavy bags, and I'm thinking, find the beauty, find the beauty.
Find the
So I'm
beauty.
looking round, and of course I'm in a dead rough area. So I'm looking around trying to find the beauty, and it's like it's not good here. But I was trying. Then I kind of settled on, well, it's an extra 10 minutes in the sun, downloading light codes or whatever. But of course the
There
sky
you
is grey.
go.
There's no sky
Oh,
here. It's completely grey, fake sky, right? So I'm thinking,
Wow.
well, the sun's definitely here, otherwise it'd look like nighttime, right? So I'm trying to tune into the
Yeah.
energy of the sun, surrounded by trash, and it's like,
That is so
yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Well,
So
I tuned in one time for another friend of mine who lives in the UK, and that was literally what my guide showed me was they put this like frequency bubble thing,
yeah,
gray thing over top of you guys.
yeah.
Is what it
Whereabouts
looked
do
like
they
to
live in the
me.
country? Do you know? Do you remember?
I can't remember now. I wouldn't be
Yeah.
able to tell you,
So
but
I'm in the northwest, so I'm right by Liverpool, and like
hmm.
miles from bases. He's kind of like straight down south from where I am. So, but he's in the middle of nowhere near Glastonbury, and so when I went to the conference in December, I drove down with a lady, but she was going off to Cornwall, so I had to get trains back. It took me 6 trains and 8 hours to travel back. Right, something
On
that's like a
such a
4 hour
small
drive.
place. Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah, I
God.
have to swap trains constantly. So yeah, so that I'll be doing that. I'll be training it, I think, to go in June. But you can get a train from here to London, probably 3 to 4 hours on a fast train from here to London.
Wow.
So,
I thought
but
it was smaller than that for some reason, the
no,
island itself. I guess it's a little bit bigger than I realized.
yeah, I mean, Scotland's really far away from me. If I was to go to
Yeah.
Glasgow or somewhere like that, it'd be quite a few hours, maybe six to
Yeah.
eight hours. Yeah,
Huh.
yeah.
I
Anyway,
want to go there one day, so
yeah, come.
hopefully.
It's a great place to
I do.
visit.
I
I'm
want
trying to get
to.
out of
Yeah.
here. So I'm a world traveler. So I've been stuck here for 11
Yeah.
years while my son was at school. So I'm trying to get out. So now my son's 16. I'm getting ready to travel. Let's go. I want to move to
Yeah.
Mexico. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well,
So,
I look forward to meeting you over here then if you're
oh
coming to
yeah,
America.
I'd
Shoot.
love to come to a conference
Come
next
on through
year.
here.
Definitely not coming to a conference this year, but maybe next
Yeah.
year would be good.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
we've been
hope
going
so
for two
too.
hours.
Yeah, we have.
It's
We've
been
done
so
really good
fun. It's been
though.
so fun.
Yes.
Let everybody know how they can find you, what services you're offering at the moment, what's
Okay.
going
Yes.
on. Yeah.
Yes, please. First of all, if you haven't already, please find me on YouTube at Aurora Diamond Heart. That's all. It's my channel name. Go over there, give me a subscribe, give me a follow. I talk about a lot of fun stuff. I basically tell you guys all the different bits and pieces of my own life story through movies and through different shows and through different songs that come through. And then I pull tarot cards at the end of it for the collective. And sometimes I do it for the all the chat participants. But either way, I have a great time. And so yeah, I hope that more people will come over there and join me for that because I just love I love interacting with people and I love sharing the things that plus you guys know like the whole thing is when I got activated they told me I was the blue fairy and that my purpose here was to make dreams come true and they said and how do you ignite the heart of the blue fairy and then my guide behind me shouted by making all of her dreams come true first. And so all of my dreams have been coming true, not just like, oh, I hope this happens to me one day and it comes. And I'm like, oh my gosh, another thing, another one. No, I'm like, literally, if I have a dream that I remember, the next day it happens somehow. That is every single one. So anyway, come over there to Aurora Diamond Heart on YouTube. Follow me there. Follow me on Facebook. I'm at Aurora Diamond Heart on Facebook too. But if you want an actual psychic reading, I use tarot. I use my psychic gifts. I basically blended that in with manifestation coaching because I really am trying to help people figure out because words are spells. So how are you wording things to yourself? In order to if you're having struggles like manifesting something it could just be as simple as the words that you're using, you know what I'm saying? People don't realize that the universe responds to things to the positives of things that we give it. Like okay, like when you worry about stuff you're basically saying a prayer for the thing you don't want to happen. So if you just keep saying oh I don't want this one thing to happen, I don't want then they aren't recognizing the don't part. They're just here feeling you think about the thing you don't want to happen. And so you're putting that out there and then you're drawing it to you. So where's that happening for you? Like, and how can I help you get on your path to manifesting your dreams coming true? Because we all have this ability and I definitely can help you do that. If you're looking for a reading from me, just email me at auroradiamondheart.com or you can go to my website, which is auroradiamondheart.com. So, or auroradiamondheart at gmail.com for the email.
Mm.
And then the web address is what I just said. So there you go. That Please come
Yeah,
hang out with me, guys. I have a great
I
time.
definitely need help manifesting because my world is just spiraling,
Right? I know
spiraling
that's what
up
you're
and
I know,
down.
that's what I was thinking. I'm like, she
Yes,
needs help manifesting money. She needs help
for
manifesting whatever
sure.
job it is that she
I
needs.
do.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Because
there's a way.
I've applied for 60 jobs in the last 2 weeks, and then there was two that I really wanted, and I got rejected for one of them today. And I thought, well, the beauty in that is it's a really quite far away, so that's good. That
Yeah.
is narrowing down the search, so that's good. But because some of it is because the targeting and everything, if I get pushed into this other job, I'll know it's like a military abduction kind of situation.
Yeah.
And if I
Oh
don't,
shit.
then I'll know it's my guides trying to sort out. Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
insane. But yeah, I
Yeah.
really need some help with that. So yeah, Jason's put all your links in the chat. It's amazing. Thank you so much
Oh,
for joining
thank
us.
you.
We really appreciate it. It's been so much fun.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
so much fun. Thank you for having me.
You're
I really
welcome.
appreciate that. I'm so glad to meet another person that relates to life the same way that I do. That was really
Yes.
nice. It's
Yeah.
nice to meet that.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.